Welcome to the cult of cinema. I am more than a little excited about this announcement. Just a little bit, Malcolm.
Very. I think we can tell because you've transformed.
I have transformed. This is a big one from Severin, and it will go very good with those Euro Crypto Christopher Lee sets.
Yeah.
Except I'm going to be controversial and say the quality of the films are better overall than what we got from Christopher Lee stuff.
And they've actually put Cushing as a main character in most of them. You know,
he is. Cone of Silence is one that's considered one of his better performances, actually.
Yeah.
And for those that are unaware, this is a Holmesian cap. Hey, Heroic, and this here pipe. Both were bought in Baker Street, actual Baker Street in London, at the Sherlock Holmes Museum. Have you ever been there, Malcolm?
I have.
It is fantastic, man.
It was an amazing experience about a character I had no idea about, as a kid beforehand.
Oh, wow.
My grandma took me there because she was a big fan, and anyone who liked murder mystery stuff knew Sherlock Holmes, So
there's a fantastic part when you go upstairs, and the scene from, I think it's from the Speckled Band, where because he had the kind of the wax figure coming down from the, from there.
Yeah.
Which is utterly fantastic. So if you ever get a chance to go, it's on Baker Street, it's across the road from the Beatles store, and you go through like this tour of Sherlock Holmes' actual, house with a lot of stuff from different Sherlock Holmes mysteries there, and at the end of it, you go to a gift shop
and meet Watson, who sells stuff.
Well, so you should have worn the bowler hat. You could have been Watson.
I could have been.
Elementary, my dear Malcolm. Elementary.
Yes, elementary. I will say this: it was a great time, and it got me into Sherlock Holmes more. As a kid.
For me, my mom's in the Double Day Book Club. The very first thing that I bought from that book club was a massive 2-volume set of the annotated Sherlock Holmes. So the first volume started out with a bunch of essays, character of Holmes and the inspiration and all that. And then went into each story and annotated it and showed all the strand drawings and stuff throughout the years. So without any further ado, let's dive into the set.
Let's go into it. Hey everybody! Hey Alan! Hey Chris! Hey Heroic!
Hey guys! This is going to be a bit of an exciting one.
It's kind of interesting because they did other announcements as well, but there were announcements. There were separations from the other sets, didn't they?
Yeah, there. One of them isn't though. Is it Footprints is? I got to check.
Yeah, Footprints was in the House Women's Screen box set.
Oh, House of Psychotic Women.
Yeah, that's it.
The Kayla Ginny. So actually, I can take off this hat now because it's a little hot. And let's dive into these announcements.
Let's go into it.
And this is the big one right here. So it is the Cushing Curiosities 6-disc Blu-ray box set pre-order. Pre-order price is $95, which I think is actually fantastic. Hoping to get this one. Out of all the stuff, I'm a huge Cushing fan. Obviously I'm a huge Hammer fan. And we'll go into these eventually. Now, I'm going to read through. There's a lot, so I apologize ahead of time. But I think it's best to read through all this because there's a lot of stuff here. And we give our reactions as we go through. So, from Hammer Films to Star Wars, he remains one of genre film's best-loved actors. He now celebrates 6 of the most unexpected, rarely seen, and decidedly curious performances from the legendary career of Peter Cushing. Cushing delivers a rare villain turn in the 1980 aviation thriller Cone of Silence. That was a really good movie, actually. That same year, Cushing brought gentle dignity to the Boltling Brothers Cold War drama Suspect. You say you have that one, or you think?
Yeah, I have it. Network released it over there.
Rest in peace, Network. In 1962's The Man Who Finally Died, Cushing co-stars opposite Stanley Baker, which is a fantastic co-star, as a former Nazi hiding a grave post-war secret. Well, I guess being a Nazi is a pretty grave post-war secret. Cushing returns to his iconic role Sherlock Holmes in these 6 surviving episodes of the 1968 BBC TV series. For those that know, they were initially released on DVD,
Yes.
unmastered, a few years back. So it'd be nice to get a good remaster of that series. The off-the-line 1971 shocker Bloodsuckers. Dad's not a very big fan of this one, actually. Can now be reassessed for the first time in its restored extended edition. So he may become a fan with the restored extended edition. And Cushing portrays a vampire for the first and only time in 1974's off-the-wall erotic comedy, Tender Dracula, premiering here in its director's cut. Each disc has been mastered from original vault elements with over 16 hours of trailers, commentaries,
Wow.
vintage interviews, location features, and more, plus the all-new 200-page Peter Cushing, a portrait in 6 sketches by award-winning horror film historian Jonathan Rigby. So we're getting a book out of this as well. So let's dive in each one of these. I'll do, I guess, the dramatic reading, and then we'll go over the special features.
All right.
And you give me your thoughts on this
Sure.
as we go through. Cone of Silence. This is one I do remember. And one of his rare villain roles, and hailed by the British Film Institute as one of his 10 essential films. Peter Cushing stars as an arrogant pilot who attempts to undermine the investigation into the cause of an airline disaster. Oscar winner George Sanders. Oscar nominee Michael Craig. Elizabeth Seal, Vampire Circus. Andre Morel, and Bernard Lee co-star in a film that still resonates today, directed by former Hitchcock editor and award-winning nominee Charles Friend, released in America as Trouble in the Sky and inspired by true events. Now featuring a new 2K scan from the dupe negative by the BFI and 3 hours of rare interviews, newsreels, and more. So what we got here, Malcolm, is newsreels of Peter Cushing and his miniature soldiers. That should be kind of cool, actually.
Sounds great.
Go ahead.
I said that sounds great. The illustrated audio interviews and stuff.
Yeah, we got Peter Cushing on the Funster show. The Guardian interview, which I'm hoping is going to be one of those long Guardian interviews that we normally get.
Oh, like on the Fu Manchu one.
Yeah. Peter Cushing's interviewed by Tony Dalton. A dot there, which I'm thinking may have been a mistake, unless it's a secret that we don't know yet. And Cushing's View, a 1973 interview with Peter Cushing on Whitstable and his late wife, Helen. So what are your thoughts on this one?
I think it sounds brilliant. The movie is phenomenal. I've not had the chance to see it, but I know family members that have recommended it. And they said that when they watched it around the time it was originally released, but it was, it was one of his top movies, which is nice for it's actually getting released, because I don't think it's released over there.
No, I don't think it's got released. I'm not sure when it did get released. Let me just grab something because, there it's right there. Perfect. I haven't gone anywhere. I realized I didn't have my iPad open up, so if any messages come through, I can't see it. Oops. So while I'm doing that, guys, remember to like, share, subscribe. If you're liking these videos and you want to help out the channel, you can super sticker, super chat, or donate. It helps at the channel, and you get a cool little shout out from us here at the Call of Cinema.
Yeah. I was going to say, Josephine, I prefer BMX Bandits over Bandits.
Got my Barnes. BMX Bandits. Also put out by this company at one point, by the way. It's had a 2:35 aspect ratio, English mono, closed captions, region free, by the way. That's a good thing to know.
All right. That's always good.
Runtime is 92 minutes. So the next up, we get a double feature. It is Suspect from 1960 and The Man Who Finally Died from 1962. Peter Cushing delivered 2 of his finest non-horror performances in these early 60s dramas. In Suspect, Peter Cushing leads a team of research biologists who may be plotting to sell government secrets to a foreign power. Donald Pleasance, Ian Bannon, and Spike Milligan. Oh, cool, Spike Milligan. Co-star in this damn good thriller, produced and directed by the Bolting brothers. The Man Who Finally Died sees Cushing in one of his most sinister roles as the family friend of a jazz pianist, Stanley Baker, uncovers a post-war conspiracy of suspicious deaths, switched identities, and a shocking Nazi past with May Zederling and Nigel Green. Okay, cool. Co-stars in this stylish suspense thriller directed by Quentin Lawrence, where both films were scanned in 2K from the original negatives by Studio Canal. We get an audio commentary with Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons for Suspect, and we get an audio commentary with Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw for The Man Who Finally Died. And what are you thinking, man?
I'm thinking this is brilliant so far.
I mean,
I think the set's phenomenal so far for the titles. I mean, the titles sound brilliant compared to the Christopher Lee ones, and the box art is phenomenal itself.
the box art is actually super classic, like the man himself.
Yeah.
And I'm more excited about the Kim Newman, Barry Forshaw like commentary than the Jonathan Rigby, Kim Lyons, but they do good as well. This 3 and 4 is where I'm extremely excited because I had the original ones of these, and I want the upgrade. Having first portrayed the legendary detective for Hammer Films in 1959, Peter Cushing.
That was a great film.
Oh, it is fantastic. Enthusiastic return to the role of Sherlock Holmes for this 1968 BBC television series co-starring Nigel Stock as Dr. Watson.
Brilliant.
Though most of the shows were forever lost, these 6 surviving episodes, that's all that we have, include the 2-part The Hound of the Baskervilles, adapted by award-winning playwright Hugh Leonard, showcase Cushing at his elementary best, with guest stars that include Madge Ryan, Ann Bell, Nick Tate, and Gary Raymond. This definitive presentation of Sherlock Holmes, which also includes the classic cases of Study in Scarlet, the Blue Tabernacle, the Boscombe Valley Mystery, and the Sign of Four, is now scanned from a BBC tape protection master. We get audio commentaries on all 4 episodes with Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw.
Oh, brilliant.
We're going to have all episodes available with BBC Countdown Clock. I actually love that. Illustrated Peter Cushing audio interview with David Stewart Davis, and last segments with optional commentary by Jonathan Rigby.
Brilliant. How many episodes were there originally?
Oh God, there's a few. I mean, I could check there, but I think because it was an actual series. I mean, this was because like many things with the BBC.
Yeah, they were very gun happy in that sense.
They were horrible at basically keeping the episodes of a show. So there were 2 series that were done between 1965 and 1968. Let's just see here. So many good ones. So Scandal in Bohemia, The Final Problem, Adventures of the Empty House. Oh, damn. BBC, what's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you? Episodes altogether, we got. So The Speckled Band came on its own as a part of Detective in 1964. The actual series started with episode 2, The Illustrious Client, The Devil's Foot, Copper Beaches, The Red-Headed League, Abbey Grange, 6 Napoleons, The Man with Twisted Lip, The Borough Cornet. And then when it came back, we got Study, The Second Stain, The Dancing Man, Study in Scarlet, Hound of the Baskervilles Part 1 and 2, The Boscombe Valley Mystery, The Greek Interpreter, The Naval Treaty, Thor Bridge, The Musgrave Ritual, Black Peter, Wisteria Lodge, Soscombe Old Place, The Solitary Cyclist, The Sign of Four, The Blue Tabernacle. So all in all, there would have been around from 14 to 29, so that's around 15 or 16 episodes.
Wow.
Which 6 remain.
That's terrible.
Well, anybody that collects Doctor Who knows all about this man.
That's true.
The BBC was infamous for reusing their tapes.
But this was past the black and white days, wasn't it?
They were still doing it at this point. You have to understand, this is 68. Look at all the Doctor Who was lost around that time period too.
I know, but I thought I was a bit later than that. That's shocking.
Because a lot of people weren't at that point. We're trying to save a bit more.
Yeah.
So with disc 5, we get The Bloodsuckers, the most maligned and misunderstood horror film of Peter Cushing's career. This notorious 1971, that's the year I was born, shocker can now be reevaluated via the longest version ever assembled. When a brilliant young Oxford professor disappears while researching in Greece, his mentor, Cushing, launches an investigation that will trigger a nightmare of ritual sacrifices, sadomasochistic perversion, deranged academia, it sounds like your type here, and one of the most unique takes on vampirism in genre history. Patrick McNee, Alex Davian, and Edward Woodward co-star in this infamous drama directed by Robert Hartford Davis, who did Corruption, originally known as Incense from the Damned in the UK and Freedom Seekers in the US. Now scanned in 2K for the original negative with additional elements from a newly discovered 35mm vault print, including an uncut psychedelic orgy sequence. for the
Nice.
first time ever. Audit commentary with Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons. Stranger in the City, a 1961 short film by Robert Hartford Davis. Daddy's Girl, interview with director Robert Hartford Davis's daughter, Jean Hartford Davis. I'm not sure how she's going to feel about that title for it. Bite Me, Tygon, Blood on a Budget author, John Hamilton on Robert Hartford Davis. Is this a Tygon release? The Trip, interview with uncredited drug orgy actress Francois Pascal, and Freedom Seeker title sequence and trailer. This one is region free as well, guys. So if you guys are getting it for the pervy stuff, here you go.
Amazing.
Aspect ratio. What are you thinking, man?
I think it's got a fantastic cast, and I think I can't wait to put in the player. It sounds really good. I mean, to be honest with you, when the Sherlock Holmes bit was announced, it was like, oh, that's a definite. But the box set and the films just sound so, my thing. It sounds so
100%.
great.
We talked about this
day
last
one
off camera because we were looking at them. You're like, they're going to announce something soon. And I said, yeah. I said, hopefully. And we looked at the picture, and people were thinking it was top secret. I'm like, that's a picture from Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think all the movies are winners so far.
For me, they are 100%. Disc 6 is Tender Dracula from 1974. Never before available on disc in North America. The first and only film which Peter Cushing portrayed a vampire, is also the most unapologetically bizarre movie of his entire career. When horror's biggest star announces his retirement from the genre, two dim-witted screenwriters and a pair of sexy actresses are dispatched to the actor's castle for a lavish, farcieur erotic of violence, whippings, orgies coming back, man, tender romance, and a devil.
Can't go wrong with those orgies back then.
Well, hey, it was the 70s, man. Dignified performance by Cushing, even while spanking the bare bottom of French starlet Miu Miu. Alida Valli, Bernard Menez, co-star in this sole feature film directed by award-winning producer Pierre Grunstein, also released as Confessions of a Blood Drinker and The Big Scare. So more than likely, guys, I got some of those names wrong, and feel free to correct me, but do it in a respectful way.
Confessions of the Blood Drinker, the unofficial Confessions movie.
There you go, man. And Kevin Lyons, we got an interview with director Pierre Grunstein, and Menez of Speaking, interview with actor Bernard Menez. And this one is Region A. So it looks like the region free discs is the Bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
And the first one, the Cone of Silence.
I'm looking forward to seeing Peter Cushing as a vampire, since he was always staking the ones in Hammer.
I love the fact that this is getting a book too. We're getting a 200-page book with this.
And the book looks amazing from the pictures of it.
Like, look at this here.
But the question is there going to be a volume 2?
I hope so. I mean, we got a Eurocrypt. Now, when they announced the Eurocrypt Chris Relay, it wasn't called a volume. I'm just going to look here. It wasn't. Yeah, there was no volume 1 listed on that. So there's always a chance that we'll get a second volume.
I think, a set like this is a dream set to have. The only problem is, if Peel Wide away, chance of them pointing it down is very unlikely in a sale. That's the sad part, in the future. Hey, Gino.
Hey, Gino, welcome, man. I've been looking at the research you've been doing, man. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It's like every hour I see you've got like new stuff to talk about. It's really good. It's actually quite gripping, actually. Oh, these pictures look nice, don't they?
I'm just being careful with the pictures I show you now, because
yeah, because there's some nudity in 2 of them, at least.
Yeah. I am not a massive fan of the fact that they I prefer they didn't.
Oh, that was no one.
Yeah, that's why I went up. All right, we can look right here. Vampire.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, Peter Cushing. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. When you think you've seen all the Peter Cushing films, there's always more.
Exactly.
This is utterly fantastic. I'm very, very excited about this announcement. It is an extremely cool, and we will look at the other ones as well. I think this is a big one, though. that everybody's going to be looking for.
Do you think this is the biggest October release? I mean, I know they say they're going to be shipping out in September for Pilder, but they say that all the time, and half the time it doesn't happen. So
they're going to ship it out in October, man. We know this is Severin.
yeah,
I love them, but they love their stuff. I absolutely adore their sets, and aside from Scream Factory, Severin is probably the company I watch the most. And I've been like reevaluating and looking at the like what companies that kind of like I get it that intrigue me.
They resonate with you.
It comes, it goes in like I get in spurts of watching certain films. But for those that are before we're going to look at the other ones, but for those that are unaware or haven't seen it, it's weird. Like I'm getting no barely any comments here. They're all coming down here. This was the original Eurocrypt Christopher Lee box set that came out. So I'm expecting
a disappointment.
Very much like this.
That's the one that had the Sherlock Holmes movie, and I really like that one.
Actually, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I didn't mind almost anything on this set. I know it got some hate, but I actually really dug kind of this. I actually got to watch a bit of it.
Oh, that was worth it, to be honest. I mean, it was worth it for that and the Sherlock Holmes movie for me. The other movies felt quite lackluster on the Christopher Lee film, which was disappointing.
No,
I didn't think the movies were completely bad.
I gotta give credit for that one. Torture Chamber Dr. Sadism was a good upgrade because I had that on my Hemisphere horror box as a bonus. So that was actually a good film.
I've got the 88 Films one recently come out, so yeah, I should agree with that. I forgot about that one being in there because I thought it was in the other set. Because if you remember, it was in one of the other Severin sets. So that's where I get mixed up sometimes.
Hey there, Arch. Welcome, man. But let's look at the other stuff because I'm actually not sure which of this. I know that some of this is in pre-orders new. So we got Clear Cut here, which was from the.
You didn't put the share screen back on.
Oh, we didn't share the screen thing.
They're all from box sets.
Yeah. So this one here is from the Folk Horror box set.
Yep.
Called Hauntsby Hours. I know this very well. It's Graham Greene. This is a Canadian film. If you don't have the box set, this is actually a fantastic film. I got to say. Have you seen this movie?
A while back. It's a decent movie. I would recommend getting it if you haven't got all the Haunt set. But I would say, really, buy all the Haunt set.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, that's if you can't buy it, it's an expensive set. Like this is definitely one of the ones that I think
that's definitely one of the top ones in the set.
Ron Lee is in this. We got like Michael Hogan.
Thanks, KB.
Hey there, KB. Welcome, man.
Hey, look, it's the Master of All Movies Press World DVD collector.
Hey, welcome back, Sarah. Footprints is from the House of Psychotic Women set, right?
Yeah. Apparently that's the one people wanted the most from the set. And Identikit, which is another one they've put up.
Footprints?
Footprints is great. I had the Shameless because it was released by Shameless, wasn't it? What's that?
This is Footprints on the Moon, right? Like
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I want to make sure that's there can't be two movies. We got an introduction by Kayla Janice. I want to buy the box set for this one, but I guess if somebody just wants this film, it's a great way to get it. And the other one,
if you're in the UK, Shameless recently released it on DVD.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Shameless edition of it because I showed it in my Shameless collection video.
Yeah.
It's on my Patreon, guys. So check it out on Patreon.
Check it out.
Dracula and Son.
I think that was in the second volume, of Christopher Lee.
Yeah, volume 2. I don't have volume 2 yet, actually. This has got a Cat Ellinger commentary, too, which is going to be fantastic.
Mike, Footprints is good. You should definitely check it out.
Like Footprints, the when I initially saw Footprints, Malcolm, I was watching it. I was kind of like, hey there, Dennis, welcome out. I was kind of tired. And I was this isn't that great. And I came back, watched it later on. I was like, oh, no, this is really good.
It's one of those films where I feel like you have to pay attention to it to fully enjoy it.
It's not your typical, like, sleaze, like, giallo type of thing. It's very different than that.
Florinda's awesome in it.
She's good in everything. She's just fantastic.
Yeah.
We got
Such
Identical.
an underrated actress. Yeah, that was in the box set with Footprints.
And we have the last one is from the Nun set.
Yep.
And that is the Story of a Cloistered Nun. And again, wow, Susie Kendall. Torso, man. How many people are introduced to Susie Kendall because of Torso?
Yeah. Nice stuff.
Uh,
I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I actually like the Nun set. I think the Nun set's really good.
My dad has that set. It's the one I do want to get eventually, because it's
Definitely
just
should.
it's a it's a me thing, dude. Huge fan of anything Elizabeth Taylor. Good taste, my friend. Good taste.
Very good taste.
Suddenly summer.
One of our strangest films as well.
Which one? Identikit?
Yeah.
Not often you see Elizabeth Taylor tied up like that.
Oh.
Just saying. Just putting it out there. So, are you getting the Cushing Crossy set?
Yes, I'll be definitely getting that. It's, to me, that's a day one. I love Peter Cushing as much as I love Christopher Lee. So anything with them in, I'll buy day one.
And you got the Lee sets too, right?
I've got both, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah,
I've got both.
Great companion.
I've got both day one, and I'll be getting this probably. But I'll probably end up getting this with a few other things just to make it worth the shipping.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, like the shipping. What's the shipping cost for you? Like for free shipping?
It's $25. I think it's $25. I think, but you have to go over like 200, don't you?
Do you have to go? I thought that was just for sales, so that was different. Well, let's check. Actually, I'm kind of curious on that.
Let's have a look. I think it's 25.
Oh, it is 3. It's definitely 25. The flat fee charge. But I want to see what it's going to be. What it's going to be for free. What it has to be. We no longer offer free international shipping at all. Apparently.
Yeah, that's because they wanted to raise their things up. Because it's Severin we're talking about.
Okay, wait. A reduced flat fee is provided to Canadian customers that place an order for over $130. So is that the reduced flat fee? Is $25?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah, not fair.
It almost makes me want to because I know this is going to be in the store when I go back home.
Yeah,
like all the Severin sets go there. That's the Andy Milligan set was there when I was there last time around.
And you're going to pick up right there, aren't you?
I was so good. Actually, I thought about it because I love the Severin sets, and Andy Milligan's not my favorite, but he deserves to be studied. Like a lot of these people do.
I think I own all their sets now. I think
their sets are
high quality.
Must-owns. They've become must-owns.
Yeah, they're probably the highest quality sets, I would say, when it comes to the amount of films and everything.
100%. I mean, I think when it comes to like features and stuff like that, it's still indicator.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the actual just what I would call use Criterion's like old logo, film school in the box. That's what I feel like what we get with Criterion with Severin.
Yeah.
And that is a segue, by the way, because we're going to look at the Criterion release.
I don't blame you, KV. I mean, that's why you have to spend, a good chunk on a few things, because I won't pay $20 for one disc. I think that's tremendous.
It is. I mean, 100%. But that's why whenever I get ready to do a sale, like a Severin sale or one of those sales where I know it's going to cost me a little bit of money on shipping, I always make sure that, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to save up for this because I know I'm going to get a chunk of stuff to maximize maximize what I get and kind of lower the cost.
Well, look at me doing the Severin sale. When we did that stream, I bought I think about 70 movies.
You did, and I take
Yep.
Hey, Mike, welcome, man. But I don't want your wife getting mad at me. But I think we're past that.
Definitely.
But no, this is a fantastic set. This is going to be great. And it'll be a great Halloween set, too.
Congratulations on 151 subscribers.
Excellent. It took me a long time to get to that, Sarah. That's not a lie either.
I think it took me like 6 years.
I feel like I still haven't taken off.
Oh,
Oh, subscribe. We want to do Criterion?
let's do Criterion.
I want to come back to Severin, but I want to share November title announcements.
I'm actually really excited about these.
So let's start at the beginning. That's usually where you start. And we start off with Jackie Chan, Emergence of a Superstar. So this looks like a set.
It is a set. It's phenomenal.
So Half a Loaf of Kung Fu,
Brilliant movie.
Spiritual Kung Fu.
Brilliant.
The Fearless Hyena's there. Okay, cool. Both of them.
Yeah.
Because I didn't look into the set.
I might have to buy this set just for Fearless Hyena too.
The Young Master and My Lucky. This is a nice set. And My Lucky Stars. This is like 6 films.
Yeah. It's on 4 discs, isn't it?
I think so. It should say.
It should say under the Blu-ray the price mark.
Come on.
Yeah, 4 discs.
Yeah. It is like, oh, man. See, because when we talked about this earlier, I just like took a cursory glance.
Yeah.
At the,
I love the cover artwork.
The cover is fantastic. It's very Jackie Chan, but it's very cracked Mad Magazine as well, which is very different for Criterion.
Yeah.
So we're off to a good start already. Jackie Chan, Emergence of a Superstar. Guys, if you guys are getting any of these, whether it's the Jackie Chan one or you're going to be getting the Peter Cushing one, let us know.
Yeah, let us know down below.
The Last Picture Show. I absolutely fell in love with this movie when I was young. I used to watch this over and over again. I had an old VHS copy of it.
We can perfect double bill, can't you? Last Horror Show and Last Picture Show.
See, I would keep watching. I like The Last Horror Show, but I was in love with this movie. Like just
my wife loves this movie. She was so excited when I said it was coming out.
It's amazing. This is a 4K release for The Last Picture Show, and it truly deserves it. It is an utterly beautiful looking film. It's shot in glorious black and white. Sybil Shepherd is stunning in this movie, and there's that sequence that everybody remembers. We're basically the kind of the stripping off and getting into the pool scene. Remember that?
Yeah.
So well done. We got a 4K restoration here, 1 4K UHD disc of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR, 2 Blu-rays. Oh, wow. Okay. Texasville, the sequel is coming with it?
Ooh.
I did not know that.
Is that on 4K as well? Is that just a Blu-ray? Like
just a Blu-ray, I think. I can't tell, but I would assume. It's heavy assumptions, man. But 2 audio commentaries featured Peter Bogdanovich and actress Sybil Shepherd, who's with at the time, Randy Quaid, Cloris Leachman, Frank Marshall. 2 documentaries about the making of the film, Q&A with Bogdanovich from 2009, screen test and location footage, introduction to Texasville. I'm very excited about this now.
That's going to be, look at all these.
Excerpts from 1972 television interview with filmmaker Francois Truffaut, trailers, English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing, plus an essay by the film critic Rand Fuller, an excerpt from an interview with Bogdanovich about Texasville. I haven't seen Texasville in ages. I've seen like the original.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a great thing. I'll probably import this.
I'm very excited. I did not know.
I'll import this just to watch with the wife because she's a big, big fan.
She's got to be like, if she's a fan, let her know that the second film is there too, which is, it's not as good as the first film, but still to have it there is just incredible, man. It's incredible.
Sybil Shepherd was one of the most beautiful women.
She was, and she was just a beauty and innocence personified.
Yeah.
Terrence Malick, a director that I absolutely adore in For Days of Heaven. We got Richard Gere in this one. We got another Shepherd here, but not Sybil Shepherd. We get Sam Shepherd. It's a 4K restoration. We get a 4K disc on this one here, and it's not a Blu-ray 4K combo pack. It's a Blu-ray 4K combo pack. So it's 2 discs, a Blu-ray and a 4K. Audio commentary, audio interview with Richard Gere, interviews with the camera operator John Bailey, cinematographer Haskell Wexler, and actor Sam Shepherd, plus English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, and an essay by Adrian Martin. So some decent stuff on here as well. If you're a fan,
if you haven't seen this movie, you need to check it out.
It's a fantastic. And Malik again is another guy that shoots beautiful films. But here's one that really excited me just when I saw it. I love this movie.
It's brilliant. It's very, in my view, it's very underrated.
Yeah, it is, and it's so good. So Martin Scorsese's Mean Streets is an absolutely fantastic film. Keitel and De Niro just
they gel so well together.
They do, and this just blew me away when I initially saw this one. Let's see what's on this one here, because here's one that I definitely want to get as well. New 4K digital restoration here for this one with a 4K disc, and we get a Blu-ray disc here too. Hey there, Roy. Welcome, man.
Hey, Roy.
Are you excited about the Criterion releases? Excerpted conversation between Scorsese and filmmaker Richard Linklater. We got selected scene audio commentary from Scorsese and actor Amy Robinson. Yeah, that's right. She plays the girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
New video essay by author Imogen Sarah Smith. We got an interview with director of photography Kent Wake for De Niro. Excerpt from the documentary Murdoch Baghdad to Hollywood featuring Mean Streets co-writer Murdoch Martin. Martin Scorsese back on the block, a promotional video featuring Scorsese on the streets of New York back in 1973. Trailer, English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing, and an essay by critic Lucy Sante. At the end of this, I'm going to ask you, don't tell me yet, but I'm going to ask you like which one you think you're most excited for.
Okay.
We got, or even better yet, rank them at the level of excitement.
All right, sure.
Be prepared. So here we have a film from 1995, and have I seen La Ceremony? Claude Treball. I probably did. I like Treball a lot. I don't remember it, but I probably seen it. This is one of those directors I watched a lot of his films of, and I'll be honest with you, Treball just kind of blends.
Well, it's his 49th feature.
Yeah. 4K digital restoration for this one here as well. It's a Blu-ray though. It's not a 4K disc. Selected scene commentary featuring Claude Treball. Do you ever like stop and like wonder and say like, oh, it's got a 4K restoration?
Yeah, why not just one 4K?
Wait? Yeah. Maybe I should wait just to see if it's going to get a 4K disc.
They will eventually, surely. But then saying that, Mondo Macabro, I've got tons of 4K restorations, but I doubt they'll put them on 4K.
Oh, Mean Streets is definitely worth a rewatch, Mike. We got a new introduction by filmmaker Bong Joon-ho. I'm gonna.
Ooh.
But the guy did Parasite. Making
That's
a
quite
program.
exciting.
Archival interviews with Chabral, actor Sandrine, and co-writer Carolyn. We got an episode of the Criterion Channel series. I like that they're doing this now. Observations on film art about the use of off-screen sound. I'm done for that. Trailer, English subtitle translation. Essay by crime fiction and true crime authority Sarah Weinman. All right, I will give mine after, but I'm going to ask you first. Rise there for Days of Heaven.
Such a great month for releases, you know.
It is such a great month.
I probably would go The Last Picture Show, Mean Streets, Days of Heaven, Jackie Chan, and then the other one.
The Ceremony.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's exactly the same. I hate to be so like what's the word? It's just no, but that's true. Last Picture Show is by far my favorite. I love the fact that Texas was included. Yeah, that is a massive win. Mean Streets, I could almost flip both those there, but Texasville knocks that one over to the top spot.
Yeah.
Then it's Days of Heaven because I love Terrence Malick. I just think that film's fantastic. Then Jackie Chan, and Jackie Chan, a 6-film set of Jackie Chan would normally, any other time, be like, oh, this is the top one, right?
Yeah.
But you've got a good release slate when a 6-film Jackie Chan 4-disc set is number 4.
Yeah.
Endless Ceremony, which again, like Roy's right, it's good Claude Treball, but it's not Claude Treball at his best.
And I've seen all those Jackie Chan films, so I know what's in it.
It's a fun set. I mean, I love the Furusina. I love both of those actually. That is right. EO is coming in October. Wait a second. Was EO there before? It wasn't, was it? Was it? Because we covered October. And when we initially covered October, Malcolm, we covered Don't Look Now.
Oh no, it was others, wasn't it?
Videodrome,
Others,
Freaks, Others, and Nanny.
Yeah.
So these are three titles that weren't here.
That's weird because they're in October as well, and they've got the same date.
Correct.
I own No Bears.
So The Innocent is here. Janus Contemporaries. Okay, so it's Janus. So this is the Janus films, which they're still doing.
So they're not actual Criterion releases. They're just like with Criterion.
Well, it's kind of I guess we'd call it a sublabel.
Yeah.
I'd hate to say like as in like Intervision because it's totally not. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Dave Chang. We actually talked about that. The David Chang set from Shout Factory.
I bought that, Glenn. I bought that.
Massively exciting set.
I don't know why it's $30 more than the others, but I bought it.
Maybe it's 30 pence heavier than the others. There you go.
Maybe.
That's it. For those that don't know what it is, I'll show you guys right now. Because it is from Shout Factory.
Yep.
And it is a gorgeous.
I had to buy it.
It is a massive set. Look at this. 12 discs. $170 though, man.
Yeah.
I want this bad, but like $170 is a lot. I know
There's
that
201 left in stock with the poster.
I know that my dad is extremely excited about Elf. Right, Dad? Like, I know that Malcolm's already pre-ordered his massive Elf collection. Have you pre-ordered your massive Elf collection, Malcolm, yet?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I wish I could, but there's only a certain amount of asking for people to send to me if I can do.
Oh, do you have Equalizer 2000, which I do have, by the way? That's Richard Norton.
That's a good film.
Oh,
I got that originally from Code Red with the Sisterhood. What was the other one? Rules of Fire?
I think there's a bunch. They're put it as like what was it, the Apocalypse? Something like the post-apocalypse.
Yeah, because it was the Roger Corman collection. It was a 3-pack.
There's more than that. Dude, it's more than 3.
No, but I mean there was 3 in the thing when Code Red released it together.
Oh, when they released them together. Yeah, no, but when you like there's a bunch of them. Like there's Sisters, and Hand of Steel. Like a lot of them are done by Sarah Santiago, like directed by him, produced by Corman. But Line of Duty 1 to 4. Hope it's good. Looks good.
It is good. 3 and 4 are really, really, really good. I really like 3 and 4. The other 2 I really enjoy, but since I've known them so much, it kind of feeds. So it's a brilliant set. Definitely a lot of fun. Especially if you bought the American set, because the American, it's got a beautiful box, because it's 88 films released, isn't it?
What do you think of the Demons? Are you intrigued at all with that?
I would pick it up if I was in America, but it's all the stuff to get with it. Like, I'll give an example. My friend who sent me the Shaw Brothers one, that they come with posters as well. So I've had to tell him, just put them all in one tube and send them separately, because otherwise the box is too big. I think if it weren't for that, and they were just completely standard cases, I think I might have done. But they've never been like the top of my list, and I do believe they'd eventually be released over here. So, but if I was in America, I probably would have pre-ordered it.
I remember. Let me just see if I got it here now. When they initially used to release, they put them in the tubes now, but when they initially released posters,
I've got Mexican Macabre, Glenn. That's a brilliant set. Really is. I was surprised by what was that movie called? One of the Weird Hands and Weird Thing. I watch so many movies.
So it's
a great set overall.
how they did the posters originally.
Yeah.
So when you buy them, they'd be like folded like this. This is Shocker, one of the original. This is actually the original Shocker. It's still in
Nice.
pristine condition because I've keep my posters pretty carefully done together. I actually got to put my Severins in here too because I have when it came out I bought the Addison set, and when you did, you got let's make sure it's located. This here, poster right here. And along with that, you received, and this is what I'm excited about, the signed poster with Alexander Vorkov and Gary Kent
Nice.
and Marilyn there. Like so it was exciting. It was one of those times when something spoke to me, and I'm like, I've got to go all in, and
Yeah.
I did. I went all in when it came to those releases.
So, Pilgrim, remind me, when does fall start?
When does what start?
When does the fall start? Because KB said, what is your most anticipated fall release?
Well,
And when does it start? Because I always forget the months. I know summer and winter.
well, I know some people say August, but I'll say September. September.
Right, September. So my most anticipated release is probably the My Blade Valentine 4K is definitely up there with Shout Factory, even though I've seen it so many times. So probably Twin Dragons from 88 Films. Let's see, what else have I got? I guess the Peter Cushing collection now as well. So what else is there? Oh, the Men Under the Sun trilogy, which is coming from Massacre Video. What else? I'm trying to think. The company one, the ones that Third Window Films are releasing, with Door 1 and 2 and a couple of others. I'm quite excited by them. If I wanted to count properly, I would also say, Jill, you know, the 4K Collector's Edition coming out. What else? Oh, The Wicker Man. I'm looking forward to that coming out. All different labels there, you see.
There's so much stuff coming out there. Nobody asked me, but I'm gonna.
Nobody asked you, see. Nobody
Yeah,
wants
there
to
you
know
go.
what you think. So,
There you go. Shameful. But no, the Hellraiser 4K set, 100%.
oh, yeah, definitely. I forgot about that.
Amazing for that. Peter Cushing set, just crazy good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. There's stuff that I'm very curious about what Vinegar Syndrome's going to do for their Tenda set.
What about you, KV? Are you got any you're looking forward to coming out?
And if the Gator films come out this year, from Terrorvision, I want those. I'm actually excited about those releases. There's a few in the Terrorvision ones that I'm hoping come out.
I'm looking forward to them. I'm just waiting for them to actually come out.
That's the thing. Like they're doing announcements as what the 13 announcements of October type thing.
Yeah.
And some announcements per week at Terrorvision Tuesday. So I'm just waiting for those and a few others like that are coming from there to come out. So those are a few that kind of excite me. And Mean Streets 100%. And now Last Picture Show.
Yeah.
Which I did not know I'd be this excited about, but I am very excited. So I'm looking for it because I know I won't buy these like day one because I wouldn't get them day one. But what I will do is what I normally do is when I visit Canada, I'll go to my local Sunrise Records, and I'll dive right into to that section, and I'll look at the stuff that I need. Last time I was
Let me ask you this: you said you'll dive straight in, right?
Yeah.
Will you go with a swimming cap and goggles and just dive straight on the floor and start looking?
Now I'm going to go with like the
like a pole bin, boom, right in the bin kind of thing of discs.
Well, if they had bins, yes. But no, for me, I'm just gonna I just want to get there. Last time I was there was kind of interesting because I met up with somebody that used to do YouTube a bit, and we used to talk on there. So
Nice.
we,
Bronx Tale's an amazing film. Do you know that film is one of the only films that ever freaked me out? And it's the scene where they throw the Molotov cocktail in the, in the place, and it goes back in the car. That scene has always freaked me out. The
Really?
desperation and the mixture of all that hatred, and then it coming back on them and that. The idea of blowing up in a car horrifies me after watching that scene.
the idea of blowing up a car is always horrified.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, my fear was always being buried alive.
Oh.
Cause I remember Premature Burial with Raymond Lund, and which isn't one of the better like Corman AIP pictures. Like it's good, but it's not with the
Yeah.
price. But just the concept, the idea of it, it freaked the hell out of me.
It's scary, the idea of, being in a situation where you just can't get out. But they reckon you can, don't they? They reckon if you put your shirt over your head and you smash through the thing, you can get out. But I don't know. I think you have to be very lucky.
I would love to have this Irwin Allen set. It's not like a top tier on my list, but it's something that I'm interested in. There's some very interesting stuff that's coming out.
There
Great
is.
stuff. Like I know you want School Spirit. Actually, I wouldn't mind that.
I thought about buying that the other day, actually.
It's fun. It's cheesy fun. I mean, like you got to know what you're getting in for when it comes to these movies. So because people, I think
Kids
a lot
don't take it too seriously.
Yeah. This is an older film, so I'm not expecting like an amazing transfer. Like if it does, kudos to them. But I don't remember School Spirit ever having a great like this, like a 4K transfer type of thing.
If you ask me, it's like Visible Maniac, right?
Yeah.
Nobody, when you watch that, is supposed to take that seriously.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, but some people, unfortunately, Malcolm, like they're like, why doesn't this like movie that came straight to DVD look like the movie that came out on 4K, or the movie came out like a really pristine looking Blu-ray? And the actual thing is like we're lucky at times if we have elements there to remaster it all, and depending on where where it's coming from or what it's got or what type of how tied your hands are. Just look at it, and that happens to big companies. Like when Criterion put out their Godzilla collection, Toho tied their hands a lot, and we know because as the films look good, but they definitely could look better.
It's funny. It's funny talking about Toho because most of those films, that I bought, I showed you the other day, from that guy, they're mostly Toho. And I look at the DVDs of them and I go, you know what? It's really weird. The Blu-rays that you get that come out do not look any better than this for the most part because they just don't put the effort into it. And you're like, this is your money. Why would you, not want the best? It's ridiculous.
Well, to put it to you, like here's the thing right here. Mill Creek gets their, they don't remaster their stuff themselves. It's remastered and given to them by other companies, right?
Yeah,
that's what they do. The Super Eye stuff that came out, the Ultraman Super Eye stuff, and Gridman, for me, was a better quality than some of the Toho stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I've watched those Ultraman, and they look phenomenal.
And it's amazing to see the way they put those together. I'm just waiting for. I think hopefully, I didn't miss out on some. There's some stuff that's
you probably have because some have come out, haven't they? A new film's coming out or something.
Well, here's the thing. Well, the ones from like I would normally get like for review. I would get review copies, but I moved, and I think I'm not sure if some got missed, but I'll find out when I get back to Canada anyway. The Brave Archer collection is another one I wouldn't mind having. Have you got the Shaw Brothers set now, or you got it on the way?
I've got the second one's on its way. The third and the David Chang one, I've got to wait to be released. But I have Brave Archer and the first Shaw Brothers set.
Because the stuff they put out there, See, I'm the geek. I'm the geek that's going to be excited with Super Sentai stuff, man.
Yeah.
I love me some Super Sentai.
I think Super Sentai is great. I think, you know, when you know where it came from, like, and all that, I think it just stands up amazingly.
It has some wonderful wonderful things there.
I gotta be honest. I think when it comes to Jackie Chan, for the most part, I've been really happy with the 88 films releases, you know, the slips and stuff. So I'm quite happy with that. But I'm curious to see what other companies like Criterion release in the future when it comes to Jackie Chan and stuff.
Let me put on my thinking hat for a second.
Okay.
All right. The game's afoot. So there is way too much being released right now at one time. It's almost overwhelming to so when you see so much of this stuff, you see stuff like the Peter Cushing stuff being released, and where you're seeing things like, you know, oh, there's these Criterion releases that are coming out. There's this 10 movie set coming out from Vinegar Syndrome. You've already got subscriptions, so you're good for that. There's the television stuff. You got subscription, you're good for that. But can you imagine, Malcolm, if, for instance, like say subscription, like I'm going to go full screen for a sec. Let's just say subscriptions weren't available. So that was the thing, and you're buying these things one after the other at closer.
You mean like every month as they come out?
Yeah. Can you imagine how overwhelming that can be, and how overwhelming must be for some people?
I'm going to tell you right now, right, guys, true story on this right now. I already feel overwhelmed. You know, I sit down on the floor because I've got movies in almost every room, right? And I sit on the floor and I go, what am I going to watch? And I get to a point where I'm just going to go to bed instead, right? Because I can't pick, you know? And I go, oh, I've got this coming out soon. I've got that kind of stuff. Like, I know the Emmanuel set has issues with some of the discs, but I still haven't checked it because I just haven't got the heart to do it.
My dad didn't have issues with his discs.
He didn't have any?
It's player specific.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. So he checked his discs. He checked the ones that had issues with them. And actually,
so yeah, it's very overwhelming, and I can imagine for people that buy, you know, the odd movie, and then let's say October, they go, wow, like 8 movies are coming out I really, really wanted, being overwhelmed by the cost and everything. But I do think subscriptions are the best thing for helping a little bit on that if you can do them.
Yeah, like
but it's very overwhelming.
It's and you've got to have a company that you truly can put your faith into.
Yes.
When it comes to something like that, because it is a big ask to say, okay, can you put down $500 or $600 and like just be confident that what we're going to give you for the next year?
What was it? I think Vinegar Syndrome charged $950 for international, and I think for the year. And television, it was $1,000, but you have to pay ship if you're international, so I have to figure that out. And Radiance was £350, which I think has been a great investment so far.
Radiance looks good. I don't have any of the releases yet, but I do love to get some of their stuff. Ronaflix 50% off on oldies.
No, don't tell me this.
Ronaflix is in. So when you say oldies, is it 50% off on Ronaflix or 50% off on oldies.com? Because that's where
it's on oldies.com with Ronaflix as 50% off.
I prefer Ronaflix. That's wrong. So.
The wife's going to kill me. But, oh well, you only live once.
Wait a sec, there's a sale on Ronaflix too, isn't it?
Is that Ronaflix as well?
Well, there's there's sale prices. So I'm going to check oldies.com. I think it's going to be cheaper there. I haven't put it up on screen yet, guys, because basically
I put some my card for Ronaflix the other day.
Now Ronaflix is way cheaper. Sorry. Oldies.com is way cheaper. So we'll check it out, guys, while we're here.
Sure.
Because
Is
Why
it?
not? That's
Well,
the thing, guys.
go on.
When it comes to this, expect the unexpected.
Yes. Well, I want to know what everybody thinks that hand thing is on the umbrella announcement.
Oh, the umbrella announcement.
But it's coming tomorrow.
I can't say what I want to say. I still can't say what I want to say.
I think it's like this, a hand like this, right? And I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to turn it upside down. And yeah.
Let me just bring it. So I want to bring a picture for those that haven't seen it yet.
All right.
I mean, the hand has talked to me, more than likely.
Wow, if it is, that'd be
They
amazing.
literally have talked to me on their talk to me in cinemas July 27th.
Well, it's got to be that then, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't have to be. There could be
I've
something
got
else.
all
But,
about that.
for those that haven't seen it, here's right here. I am guessing it is a Talk to Me set release with a hand, maybe statue.
Well, it looks like I'll definitely be cancelling my Obsession and doing that one instead. Since it's been released over
looks
there.
like a lot of fun. I haven't seen Talk to Me yet, but it looks like a lot of fun.
It does look fun. I've heard really good things. They've already commissioned the sequel.
And by the way, this is why I think it's going to be Talk to Me, guys. So this is actual release. This is a hand right here, okay?
Yep.
You think it could be? Think maybe?
I think it's got to be, isn't it?
I once again, elementary major, Malcolm.
Well, we cracked that case.
There we go. See, we're cracking cases. Sherlock Holmes are already cracking cases.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Ronan flick sale. Let's torture Malcolm. Let's do this.
Oh no!
We're gonna do it.
I can only see one. I can only see two. I'd buy.
Okay, so first off, we got the documentary Skin and History of Nudity in the movies. It's over 2 hours long. How do I know this? I've watched it around 7 times.
Oh, I bet you have.
I know it's a really good documentary. Also, nudity. But it is a really good documentary. I watched it on Tubi, and I definitely want to own it. It's one that I do want to own.
Was it Dogs of War originally a Twilight Time release?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. The original Twilight Time, man. Small Town in Texas is here. Jet Li, The Legend.
1 and 2, which are classic Jet Lis that everybody should own in their collection.
And right next to it is 315, which, although the actor is a bit of a dick in real life, 315 is actually a really good movie.
It's a good movie.
You got Modern Vampires here, which I'm not going to lie, don't remember it. Adrenaline.
Adrenaline's a good movie for what it is.
Opposing Force is here as well. And Lone Wolf McQuade, which I do own. It's a fantastic release, and I recommend it to anybody. I love this movie. Actually, I saw it in theater. Chuck Norris and David Carradine. Hell yeah.
Can't go wrong with both of them together.
Hey there, Jimmy. Welcome, man.
Hey, Jimmy.
I also saw Heavenly Kid in theater, by the way.
Oh.
And I really enjoyed this movie.
Did you see The Elite in the cinema?
So which one?
Did you see The Elite in the theater?
I don't think so.
No, it's quite old, isn't it? It's from the 70s.
You're too young for Kath Elite, man.
I was going to say, I
Not
just
that old.
didn't realize that.
James Caan and Robert Duvall. What year was this one? Like, this looks 70s.
It's like 74, isn't it?
God, I'd have to be 3. If I said that theater, I wouldn't remember.
That's got ninjas in it as well.
Oh, I've seen the movie like on VHS, but I haven't seen it since VHS days. So it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
The remake was terrible.
That's why I stick to the originals for some of these guys. But here's the thing. Luckily, and I'm going to say this, remakes don't like negate the original film. So people get upset about sometimes with remakes. Like, I can't believe
Only if you're a Muppet.
It's okay.
Only if you're a Muppet. Because some people go, oh, I don't know what's original. Well, if you say that, you're a Muppet. That's what I say.
Voyage into Space. We got here, Spin Your Grave. It's the DVD edition. The 4K edition would be a great one, too. We'll see if it's here, actually. Deep Space on Blu-ray. I remember this one. I saw this in VHS back in the day.
Yep.
Killing Box. I don't really remember that well. LA Bounty. I remember this one. Pal, The Escape. Carradine, right? Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I want to see it. The Power Escape one.
It's not bad, actually, from what I remember. No, you got to remember, some of these movies I haven't seen since I was young.
Yeah.
Psycho Savages is here. The Mechanic is absolutely fantastic.
The Mechanic is, I love the ending.
I have the Twilight Time of this one. This one did get a Twilight Time release.
It did, yeah. I did. And Halt, if no one's
Halt
seen
is
Halt, it's
great.
brilliant.
I did not expect it to be that good. Especially like I go in like, I'm not going to lie. I go in, Malcolm, sometimes when it's a newer film, I'm like, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed Hunt.
Yeah.
Like Bloodfest. Really enjoyed Bloodfest too. Death Warrant is here. Which
another classic with the Sandman.
That's called something else over there, wasn't it? Over on UK.
No, it's this. I think it's always been called Death Warrant. You're mixing AWOL and Lionheart.
Well, AWOL. Delta Force is here. The Happy Hooker goes to Hollywood. I'm pretty sure this is one with
Death Force probably has one of the best tunes of all time. Old American movie, that.
But Happy Hooker goes Hollywood. Are you tempted on this one, Malcolm?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's got Batman in it, I think.
Oh,
Adam West. I'm pretty sure it does, actually, if I remember.
That sounds
out of there. Does that have Adam West? I'm pretty sure this one with Adam West on it. The original rollerball, the superior rollerball. Forget the other rollerball.
The one with Dean Cain and Wesley Snipes, right?
Oh, and the WWE with Paul Heyman and Shane McMahon. Yep,
nice.
Drive-through. Good call, Alan. That was the one I was talking about. The Wicked Die Slow is here. I Spit in Your Grave, Deja Vu. Let's talk for a second about this movie. Did you see this movie?
Yes. What did you think of it?
It took me a while to get through. I got frustrated.
It's fairly long as well, if I remember.
Yeah, it's very boring. I got frustrated with like some of the acting in the film and some of the ways certain things were shot. Especially because it was from the original director, and I knew he could do a much better job than he was doing. So I remember turning off, pausing the movie, and going and getting some tea and saying, "No, I'm watching this. I'm watching this all the way through. Like I'm not. Maybe I got to go back and watch it, but correct me if I'm wrong. You can give me your thoughts. I just really was underwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, especially considering it had such a big kind of selling point to it.
Yeah, like Lynn Laurie was back.
Yeah, and you're watching it and you're like, oh, could it be any more boring? I mean, if you look at the picture itself, you can see in the star rating, but you're not wrong. 1 star from 3,200 reviewers out of 5. It's awful. It's boring, Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Do not check that out. Do not buy the box set. So
the sad thing, Malcolm. Here's the sad thing. I will eventually buy the box set that has everything, because I want the 4K. I want the documentary. I want the box. Because I can't not complete. I can't not be complete with it. And I'll give it a watch. Maybe I like it. Maybe I like it a little bit better, or maybe it'll grow on me. It happens sometimes with films, but this film was really underwhelming when I initially saw it.
This is what you call addiction. You say Sherlock Holmes here has an addiction to movies because this is a PG conversation. So the movies are taking over, and he has to get them to get his mentality going again.
It's because, my 7% solution.
As you know. In the series, Sherlock Holmes has to, sometimes to feel relaxed and free. And free. And for you, it's the movies. Buy movies to complete a collection of movies that were awful.
I Spit in Your Grave, the original on Blu-ray. Death Wish 3, which I actually really enjoy.
Oh, it's got one of the greatest quotes ever. They killed the giggler, man. They had no right to do that.
I Spit on Your Grave 4K. Do you have this, Malcolm?
Oh, no, not yet, but it is available over there.
It is a good one. 4K. Game 6 is here. Let me just check. Yep, 3 disc set.
Yep, 3 discs.
So what's on the 3 of this set? Like, let's just find out.
I think one's just the Blu-ray of the movie.
Yeah.
And
Because
special features.
there's a special like edition.
Yeah.
Actress Camilla Keaton is. Oh, did I say Lynn Laurie? I did say Lynn Laurie, didn't I? I apologize,
You
guys.
did.
Oh
Yeah, Camille Keaton.
Is Buster Keaton's grandniece. Well, kind of like.
For a second there, I
no.
thought when it's a potato notes, I thought it was going to say actress Camilla Keaton with Buster Keaton scenes added in. I was like, what did he do?
We got Last Rites with Tom Berenger. I actually do like this film. Body and Soul, yet another boxing film with Leon Isaac Kennedy. Wild Orchid.
I need to buy that. Wild
2.
Orchid, though.
See, this is another one. Like, I'm not going to say it's a good movie, but it's one that I will own because I own the original. Becky, which has a sequel, by the way. I'm not sure, or is this a sequel? There's 2 of these, right? The Becky ones.
I think so.
Like, I'm pretty sure there is.
I think a new one came out, didn't it? Or was announced?
No, it's already out. Like, though, if there's 2 already out.
Okay.
The great Tiffany Shepis, Nightmare Man.
Nice.
Absolutely love this film. I have like the old DVD edition of this one, like when they put it out for the the Films to Die For series. Cold Heaven is here.
Have you ever seen the sequel to Cold Heaven?
I actually don't remember Cold Heaven very well right now, but I probably did back in the day.
The sequel, Cold Beaver.
Is it really cool? Is that what's called?
Yeah, Cold Beaver. Yeah, Cold Heaven, Cold Beaver. Oh.
He's playing with me, and I don't even remember the film. Night Visitor is a great film. This is one that Brian on Just the Discs talks about. Really good film. Peace Killers. I dug these type films, and you've already got this one.
Yes, Shredder.
Good thing, because here it is right here on sale.
Masterpiece.
If you don't have Night Visitor, that's actually really, really worth it. I liked Curse 3. I'm not going to lie. I did. I know people hate this one. But hey, it's got Christopher Lee.
Movie. Last time I saw that was VHS. So when I was a kid, I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember anything of it. Same with All My Man 2. I remember that, but I don't remember liking it. Have you seen Iron Warrior?
I own Iron Warrior. I got the Code Red edition. This one's too.
But have you seen it?
Of course, yeah. Well, who wouldn't have bought it? Long a time ago. Yes, I've seen it. Actually, I didn't mind it. I dig all these type films. Like these are kind of comfort food for me.
Yeah.
Like me and him will sit down and watch like Iron Warrior. We'll watch like Hand of Steel. Watch a lot of Serious Santiago. Like
that's the film. That's the film that I've seen you got from Amazon Warehouse completely smashed.
That sucks. That's when he kept, right?
Yeah.
That's because he's smart, because he knows he doesn't want to lose his I don't know I'm Warrior. Lawnmower Man 2 is a film that came out. Robot Holocaust, I have this with the slip. And I actually like this. Land of Doom. I think I have this one too. Actually, if it's got Serious Santiago directing.
Yeah, do you have? Because I might missed it. Exterminators Year 3000.
I have that.
Did you like it?
I did. I mean, like, you didn't like it?
I just found it a bit dull, to be honest. I mean, like you said, sometimes you have to watch something a couple of times and be in different modes, you know?
Yeah. I think it's not one of the better ones. Not going to lie to you, Malcolm. But, like, here's the thing. You got to be in the right mood for those type of movies. And for me, I'll get in the mood where I'll watch, like, 2 or 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So one can be a little bit slower. Like if I got the first one's more action packed or whatever, got something that really sticks. So I'll get in I get in the mood. So I'm kind of hyped. So I'm just good going through, which is not a bad thing here, guys, which I do sometimes. And here's a thing. Get a movie, like if you're going to like double feature something, maybe you got a Blonde Buy or something kind of relates together.
Yeah.
And something that whether you've seen it or you haven't seen it, something you know is going to hype you a bit so that this can backfire though too. But if you get like a good feeling going through, like here's my addiction thing, right? If you get that buzz from the first film, like that follows on through to the second film, that's fantastic. However, if the second film is really, really bad, then the whole buzz of the first film you
Well, a
Big film
prime
comes out.
example, right? What you put Penitentiary on, you love that movie, right?
Yeah.
And you put on Bear Behind Bars.
Well, that's not a bad. That's not a bad. It's like that. But I thought you were gonna say Penitentiary too, which is insane. I love that movie.
I want number 3 to come out on Blu-ray.
I heard there's rights issues.
Really? How bad is it? Hey, Dove said yes.
Dark Series, welcome, man. We do. It's like we're streaming. We're actually streaming 24/7. People don't know it because we're secretly doing it.
We are.
Thank you, Alan, by the way, for this Ronin Flicks flash sale. We never tempted Malcolm this time because he has most of
Well,
this.
you know, I'll be honest with you. The Legend 1 and 2 are definitely a bought if I add more stuff on there to buy. Because I do think that's bad.
Movies.
I do love those.
There, man. You do have, like, I'm gonna say it's right. You do have Lone Wolf McQuaid, right?
Yes.
Okay, like, because don't make me break out my Lone Wolf McQuaid. That's a slipcover because I will do that.
My Amazon account got banned for letting Amazon know that the seller I bought from was selling bootleg DVDs. That's not fair, Alan.
That's not fair at all, man. That's the right thing to do.
My Amazon account got banned when I was in America. I made a UK one because I bought a PSN card.
That makes sense.
With a certificate, with a gift card that I was given, you know, from the UK, which was very annoying. So I can relate with you.
How many of us here only has one Amazon? Are you serious? I get Amazon.ca, Amazon.com, Amazon UK, Amazon France.
There's Amazon India as well.
Is it really? I haven't checked that out.
Is there a Moroccan one?
No.
Oh,
is there Amazon India? Like, I know
there is. I know there is because there's Amazon. I know there's Amazon India and Japan because I look up regularly for new titles.
AliExpress. No movies on there though. Or do you know AliExpress?
AliExpress?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a site here. Let me just see something. I'm going to bring a full screen and I'm going to check something. AliExpress is a site that sells things.
Oh, it sells things.
Sells things. An online shop for popular. Do you want to see? Do you want me to? Would you like them? Let me see if I can actually do it first. Would you like to see AliExpress?
Go on then.
So it is, and I know a lot of people over that use this, like in Canada and in India. Let's say that's some people that I know, and so motorcycles up to 30% off.
Wow.
Well, I am a gamer, so for those who don't know, I'm a big gamer guy. Malcolm knows this. He knows how much I am into gaming.
Yeah.
So let's just see if let's go to. See if we can find something here. Like, there's enough.
I like this.
Gaming. I want to find some.
There's a gaming system right there. 4K.
Am I missing something here?
Yeah, right below the thing. If you go by where the hair is at the bottom of the screen and you go 4 over, you'll see. Well, it's the 5th one.
Let's look at this. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? The hell happened there? Did it disappear on me? It was so good. But here, right here.
Nice. There you go.
40,000. Not 40,000 games.
Yep. For $22.
The game stick.
That's
it's a completely brand new controller that you've never seen before.
That's brilliant. I think this is brilliant. Definitely worth it.
50 emulators. They're allowed to say that. Probably not, but who's going to say anything, right? But they have like a bunch. Like you should see. So they have like systems and stuff like that. So if you know who Soulja Boy is, you know Soulja Boy, like the.
I know Soulja Boy. I don't know what his console was like.
Yeah, so that came from here.
Oh dear.
I'm not joking. It did. Like he literally like bought from AliExpress and drop shipped.
Darth Sidious just signed up to Amazon North Korea.
Watch the doc. Oh, you serious?
Yeah, to watch the documentary about the Supreme Leader. Well, that's nice.
I love the Severin announcement. We are amazingly excited about Severin announcement. Cranky, yes. So Soulja Boy, basically, he said he was going to put his own Soulja Boy system, and he made a big deal about it.
And it was awful.
And it was literally one of these here, like cheap like systems with his like branding on it, and he just drop shipped it to people basically.
Lovely.
Got in a lot of trouble with it, and he tried it again.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, oh, I want to say it's US bestsellers. What is the best?
I didn't even know who the hell he was until after I heard about the console.
That song is an earworm, man. It gets stuck in your head. I hate it.
No.
I know I'm on console. I want consoles. So
Where's the consoles?
give me like I want. Let's look for PlayStations. PS5, PS4, PS4.
Oh, PS5. There you go. You get it cheap on there.
Let's look for PS4 stuff. Oh, look, $369. I'm sure this is completely legit and not at all a ripoff.
I think that is.
It's so not.
That looks amazing.
Launch box. There you go. Here we go. Here's one of these. I absolutely loved this. By the way, guys, I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while. I want to get Malcolm. Now that Malcolm doesn't know about this, I wanted to get your response on this stuff. So obviously, forget the PlayStation. You're going to sell your PlayStation 5 now, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Because here you go for $87.81, a great price, 40% off. You can get the launch box.
Ooh, what's in it?
So it's a retro 2 terabyte retro gaming hard drive disc game console for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, Wii U, Wii, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1 for Windows, PC, laptop, PC, 3D gaming. Preloaded with over 4,200.
Whoa!
And I'm sure at least 150 of those will be different iterations of Mario.
Wow.
If you search for Game Boy Color, yes. Actually, there is a YouTuber called Austin Evans that has bought stuff from places like Wish and AliExpress. And
That's a big thing now, the Wish buying. I've noticed, like I went this and this what turned up. It's kind of interesting because some of the stuff is good and some of it isn't.
Oh, it's hilarious. But either way, it can utterly be hilarious. Like, look at this right here. So we got the Game Boy Colors right here because there were some really good Game Boy Colors back in the day. If you're lucky enough to get like one of the good,
I just see through purple one.
Me too. Like
really?
Seriously, like this one.
Yeah.
But ours were real.
Yeah.
But no, these may be actually sometimes you do luck out, guys, and you like, but buyer beware. When it comes to stuff like this, because you can get your money back, I think, but it is hard.
Remember, buyer beware. You're in for a scare.
I miss Dr. Mayor. I like that actually, man. I like that. I remember picking up remember the Game Boy Advance, the first one? I still have it upstairs actually. The oddly shaped one. Yeah. And I remember buying Alone in the Dark for the Game Boy Advance, which was a massive mistake, by the way. I was like, Alone in the Dark, this is going to be a good horror game. And In the Dark was right because you put it in your Game Boy Advance, and I tell you what you see, barely frigging anything. That is what you see. You are alone in the dark. And atrocious. No backlit light on that.
I remember playing Pokemon on the Game Boy, constantly. And I'd literally run out of like 3 packs of batteries in the same day.
Yeah, me too. Like, there's this thing where I think it's on like one of those like channels, one of those comedy channels on YouTube, where the guy's like playing Game Boy, and he's like, "Oh, you're playing Game Boy? I can't believe you're still playing Game Boy. Oh, I got a Game Gear." He said, "Why do you want to play a Game Boy with its like black and white colors when you can have a full color Game Gear with a bigger screen and a bigger system?" All my batteries are dead. So, which was so true, and I did love the Game Gear.
I at one point had 3 Game Boys because I had no friends, so I had to connect the cables myself and get the Pokemon myself.
Oh, you had the link cable, right?
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. I was like, I had Well, I had kids, so that counts as friends, right?
That
so
helps, doesn't
so basically, I had like what the one you passed up on, the GameCube, which you should not have passed up on, by the way. And I still have a GameCube to this day. So I had a GameCube and Animal Crossing. It came out on the GameCube. So what you could do was like you played Animal Crossing, and it came with its own like memory card on the
it?
inside,
Yeah.
right? So you could actually attach your Game Boy to Animal Crossing, and
Mm.
what you would do is you would go to there, and you would go to an island. Then your island would be on the Game Boy, and you'd have like things that you could bring over.
Wow.
It was really cool. It was like very, very cool. I still
I-
like. I'm a
I
retro
did
game.
have a GameCube. I did have a GameCube, but it was the Wii U. I didn't
Oh, the way
get
you
it.
okay. Oh, I have a Wii U actually attached upstairs to the upstairs television set.
Nice.
Because there's a lot of good games on the Wii U, and the Wii U did something that the Switch, I don't think I'm pretty sure it still doesn't do, which is Netflix, and that blows my mind.
Yeah, the Switch is quite limited in that sense.
Yeah, and which is a fantastic. My sister-in-law, so Munya, she just finished the new Zelda game. She's put in over 100 hours on it, right?
Wow.
Wow, fantastic game, she said, by the way. Though when she got up to the boss, she finished them super quick because she had like leveled up everything.
Yeah. I'll be honest, when I played Breath of the Wild, I was disappointed.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yeah, I found it boring. I felt like nothing actually happened in it other than the boss battles.
See, for me, like Breath of the Wild was incredible, and the thing was like because there was so much more to do. Like it took me forever to get any boss because I'd be like, okay, I can do this, but there's 100 other things I can do.
Well, what was weird was I never ever hit a single side quest.
Really?
Yeah, throughout the whole game, I never found a side quest. It was only after we beat the game and we picked up the strategy guide, but we realised there was loads of them.
Oh, there's a ton of side quests.
And that was while talking to people and doing stuff in the game.
Maybe that's the reason you didn't like it so much. The side quest is important.
That's exactly why, I think. The colour was nice.
The Temu website. I've heard about Temu actually, but no, I haven't tried it. Maybe we'll check that out afterwards.
Temu, I see adverts for them all the time. Yeah, so
it's like Warlock's a PC gamer, mainly. I can never get in. You never get to the controllers. Here's the thing, and it's true. Like when you got to be, if you're used to a certain way of playing. Because my cousin, he had like a Super Nintendo, and then he did after that, and he had a PlayStation. But he would basically do a lot of like gaming on computer with keyboard, right?
Yeah.
So when Uncharted came out, PlayStation 3, I was blown away. So I finished the game, and Roger's listening. I was like, "You got to play Uncharted. Like you got to check this out. It's just an amazing game." So I give him the controller, and he's like, "I just can't get used to the shooting system, the aiming system for it," and which makes total sense.
It's funny, because I'm very when it comes to PC games. I will never ever accept that if you're playing PC and if you're a real PC gamer, you have to use a controller. Why wouldn't you use your keyboard and mouse? That's where I see it. I've never ever played a PC game with a controller. I've always done it with the keyboard and mouse.
The thing with me, like 100%, like for PC games, like it was back in the days of, I'm not going to lie, of the Commander Keens and Duke Nukems of the world that I played PC. So if I was going to play PC now, there is no way in hell I'm going to play it without either an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation or a PS5 controller, because I've like that. I got that because I'm a console player. I'm kind of used to the controller, and it for some of it, and almost, hey, there's Cinema Dave. Welcome, man. Are you excited about the Criterion announcement? There's some goodness to this stuff.
Hey, Cinema Dave.
Especially, I'm going to say this right now. Let's bring it up right there. Last Picture Show with text still included. But yeah, no, I used to think when I was younger, I'd say you're cheating because like you can get really more precise with the PC, with shooting than you can with a controller. Controller took more skill because you had to use it.
Yeah.
You had to learn how to use controller. You had to like you had to get that. You had to get it down. Like there's precision is super hard on a controller. Like moving the mouse and that it seemed like easier
I
to
don't know.
me.
It depends on the sensitivity and the timing of how quick you are. I used
That's
to be
true,
as
but
hard on a keyboard and mouse, but I think it teaches you more patience. I know for me that's the case. I just see so many people now playing games with PS4, PS5 controllers or whatnot connected to the computer. But I just think what's the point in playing it on a
oh,
computer if it's on a console? If you're going to use a console controller.
I got it. So it has been like it's official. Culture shock. 5
Oh,
announcements tomorrow.
nice.
5 announcements tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to checking those out, seeing what they are, and we'll be I'll definitely be looking
We'll
into
be here, won't we?
100%
Yeah.
because I'm excited to figure out what it is.
What time are they dropping?
Do we know yet? Like I'm not sure if we know yet, but you post a hint on Facebook. Warner Oland rode through your town. That's kind of cool, man.
Oh, that is interesting.
One of them is going to be available for pre-order. So the first one is going to come up for pre-order tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
So it is going to be an exciting time.
Culture shock give me a reason to make a big order. I mean, they've got some titles I want, but I want to be able to make a big order of a few. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. And like just Jay said there, new distributor too.
Ooh.
All will be revealed tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm in a barbershop. Well, see, Dartius, we started talking about this
Sherlock.
The Cushing collection. So my better half went upstairs with me to do this whole ensemble, which I'll show you right now, all together.
I think I think about half upstairs and said, "Where's the pipe, Aaron?" And you went, "Here it is." And she went, "No, the other pipe."
That is not in this house. The pipe is downstairs. It's part of my movie memorabilia collection. Noonish Eastern Standard Time, so it'll be around 5 our time.
So before our time, so we'll have to start a bit early for that.
100%.
Oh, you've got Darth Sidious impressed.
It comes directly from the Sherlock Holmes museum in Baker Street. This sure doesn't. This actually, I dressed up for a convention as a future Doctor Who, and I wanted to so what would my Doctor Who, if I was the Doctor, basically look like, right?
Yeah.
And so at the time, I had like this vest, and I had jeans, and rather than slacks, and I had like kind of a salt and pepper cap. And it was a nice. I'll find the picture someday. Actually, it was really nice.
Okay, I think for me, if I was a doctor, I'd have leather chaps, a blue muscle shirt, and probably a pink cap.
And that is why you will never be. But look at this here. Look how beautiful this is. Look how sexy this is.
I mean, that's a beautiful looking set.
It is gorgeous looking set. It's done much like the you can already tell that this is going to be able to lift off. You're going to be able to lift like Peter Cushing said right off. I mean that most respectful one. There we go. New horror, 80s horror, 90s horror, 2 sex comedies, the late night classics volume 2 announcements will be announced as well.
Ooh.
Culture Shock is coming with the Ray game.
Coming to get you.
And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I love that.
So 100% we will be here for that. That is
We
something
will
I'm
be.
excited about.
We shall be here for that. And remember, we'll say the umbrella one as well, probably, if there's any more in it.
Well, we kind of know what it's going to be. We sort of know.
Oh, no, I mean, if there's anything else in it, but, behind it, because sometimes they show pigeons. A few, isn't there?
We need a better distributor from Canada. Well, we got unobstructed, man. There's them. They're distributor.
Oh.
Okay. Are we on air? That is actually true. I wasn't. I didn't know if I was allowed to announce that yet. But yeah, I will be talking to Culture Shock.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is very exciting. I'm actually extremely excited about that. So when as soon as we know, I'll be announcing that like long in advance, so people can be here to check that out. So
it's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna geek out. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet you will.
It is what I do. Geeking out is what I do when it comes to movies like this. And there will be good announcements. There will that's like there will be blood, right? There will be announcements.
Yes. Beware. There are good announcements coming finally soon.
The announcements, the 5 announcements that are coming up tomorrow. The pre-order that's coming up tomorrow. The final reveal for the distributor as well.
Yep.
Is trust me when I say this, and I don't say this lightly. You will want to be there. It'll be a big deal.
Please let there be another subscription, because that'll be day one for me.
You want another subscription thing?
I want another one. Oh, you know what? I want every company to offer me one.
Give them time to settle in before we get to a subscription. I'm sure like eventually we can get there.
It makes it easier for me. I said another subscription, and J-Man blew up.
You never know. You never know what's going to happen. It is a wonderful time, guys, to be a collector. Look at the stuff we've been looking at over the last few days.
Yeah.
Like we got to talk. We're doing the Tuesday things with television. We got the Criterion announcements. We got the we did the announcements for the Severin stuff. We got the. It's been a while. We've been waiting for the Culture Shock thing for a bit. Culture Shock was initially, partner with OCN for a bit, which is Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah. And like a lot of companies like this, you grow and you get to that point where, okay, it is time to move on. It's time to do our own thing.
Yeah.
And that's an exciting time in a company. The golden age of physical media, it really is. That's the thing. People don't realize. People are always talking about that, like, oh no, physical media is dead. Physical media is dying out, because they're not seeing that.
I think, if I'm honest, the people that say that just by mainstream releases, in the sense of like Warner Brothers, Universal, and stuff like that, they don't really look at other things. I mean, in my view, if you really want to be a completionist now when it comes to media, you have to buy from all over the world. You
do. It's globalism right now, which is the way. Which thankfully it's opened things up, because initially we all started out at a time when we would only be able to go to our local, and whatever was at your local store you could get. If that didn't come in, or if you came in late, if you came in on Tuesday at a Walmart and you came in a little bit late, you had to go to work, and you came in after supper, and those releases were gone, you had to wait a while to get those releases. Picture qualities, extra slip covers, uncut. Oh, I'm so excited, dude. I wanted to be able to put it up on the screen, but my freaking in my StreamYard, like the messages stopped at "Hello, my dear Watson."
Oh no!
At 11:19. So that's basically.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I remember there was a time when movies came out, right, and you'd get a slipcover with it. You go, ooh, a slipcover. Oh well, it'll protect it. you'd throw it away.
Yeah.
Now you get a slipcover of something, you're like, oh, thank God, I've got a slipcover. Oh, without it, I can't live. You know what I mean? Especially on the beautiful ones. You know what I mean? They're really, really stunning.
I think they look really great. We know what bothers me, and I'm going to say this, and I get a bit of heat for this one, which I'm okay. I get heat all the time. There's always somebody that comes onto a forum, and like somebody, oh, it's great. Like I like the new release, like the slipcover, and there's always got to be somebody like that'll come in, and it's like, well, I don't, yeah, I watched the movie, and I throw my slipcovers in the garbage, like it's a flex. And I'm okay. Like, all right. Do you think that people that like slipcovers don't watch the movie? Do you think that like they get it and they're like, can I put this slipcover in my Blu-ray 4K player? No, it's presentation.
Yeah.
Presentation is king. It is
Exactly.
key. That's the reason I'm dressed like this. It is presentation.
Well, when you think what 10 years ago, 15 years ago, most of the time you just got Blu-rays and just standard cases. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. You Bark of the Moon. That is that I know what that is. That's a hint to one of the things, and it's the Howling later movies. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
It'll be Howling 4, the classic.
But you will Bark at the Moon. Shelf appeal is important. It really is. And that's the thing. If you're for what we pay for these releases nowadays, slipcovers and bonus features, and like it's kind of what you want to see, because it's not going to Joe Blow anymore. It is not going to Mr. Casual. People that are buying a lot of this stuff, people that know that Severin exists, that know that the Culture Shock exists, that know that Terrorvision, know the Vinegar Syndrome, that know that the Criterion exists. Those are the niche audience. These are the record store people of film.
Yes,
and that's what's keeping us going.
Yeah, I keep trying to tell Darth Sidious he needs to buy more bookcases, because he keeps saying that he hasn't got room for any more. So, keep saying buy a, dump all the rest of the stuff.
I'm like Darth Sidious, man. I need more bookcases.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: that like sometimes you will get extras with streaming, more like maybe with like Arrow Video or some of the Criterion things, but it's not the same, and it's never the same quality. It's never as good. Like, and people like will say, well, maybe streaming, it's the future. It's already won. Those are people that are just going to watch Netflix. And that's okay. There's room for the casuals, and there's room for the collectors, and there's kind of an in between spot.
I will say though, I think the biggest problem with media right now for the average person who isn't a collector, who wants to get into it, is obviously the price, isn't it?
It is, and but it's the thing. I mean, like Jay just said, their streaming is imploding in real time because a lot of it's not sustainable. Look at like what's happened to Disney in the last year. To other companies like movies. Remember when people went to the theater? Remember when things mattered? Yeah. Well, all my messages just came up all of a sudden.
Oh wow!
See? Well, yeah, like literally, they all just came up at once.
I think the problem with streaming is it was great before all the companies started doing it. Once all the companies started doing it, it took away from the importance of things like Netflix. That's why these companies now do so many original shows and movies, because they've barely got any content. And the problem is, you watch this stuff and you're watching mostly trash half the time.
Well, what Netflix has done, which is a smart thing that they've done, but it's not exactly the most. So they've taken like a lot of like foreign releases and bought them for dirt cheap, and then like pushed the hell out of it. Squid Games. So when Squid Games came out, like they bought that for dirt cheap. Removing their content allowances. That's the thing. Batgirl never ever came out.
Thanks, entertainment, Al.
So that's the thing. Batgirl a full movie made. A movie that was made. It never came out. Like, was used as a tax write-off. How disgusting is that?
It's terrible.
and it's not where you want where you want to be. Netflix is one of the ones that will last, but there's so many of them that I
I
would
don't
like.
think they will. I think Netflix will end up like Blockbuster.
I think see, I think Netflix is going to Netflix. Blockbuster almost owned Netflix at one point, but they turned them down, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But and I guess you can't see in the future, right?
No.
But I think we're going to lose some of the ones that we love. Shutter will eventually lose Shutter. I think we will eventually lose maybe AMC.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how. I think that Discovery has messed up what was a wonderful thing with HBO, and that'll eventually get picked to death before it's nothing.
See, that is my biggest problem.
It's sad.
Right? My biggest problem is when you have something like, let's say, Disney with like the Star Wars and Marvel series, and they don't make proper releases for them. I get that's Disney, but I'm saying in that general, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because of that, how can you look on your shelf and go, oh, I want to watch it?
I almost lost TCM, one of the biggest movie towns of all time.
Yeah.
Like how many people like have discovered like classic cinema, wonderful cinema through TCM, and the fantastically, unfortunately, passed away now, the voice and the image of Robert Osborne.
It's not just that, is it? It's the fact that TCM has been a real staple for so many years.
That's the thing, but so many of these, that's the thing. So many of these have been. We're seeing such. Hey, there's Semitech. Welcome, man. We've seen such a change and a shift. But the thing is, it's been a shift where they're not thinking ahead. Like, here's the thing: if your movies aren't going to the theater anymore, or they're going to the theater for a limited time, if you don't have enough like subs, and your subs aren't continuing to grow, if you only have the amount that you got, if your subscription service isn't growing on a year-by-year basis, and you take out the physical media aspect of it, which was your net. So for a lot of times, like you had like physical media was your net. Like basically, it did okay or did okay here, but it found its legs on DVD. It found its legs on Blu-ray. Remember VHSAs, the hidden gems, the gold, the hits. Things that you find, movies that will become that we see now, and that are just coming up for the first time, just getting rediscovered because there was these like early physical media, early kind of releases that we saw, and we passed on VHS ones that never got anything.
The new Hellraiser is actually on DVD over here in the UK.
Is it really?
Yeah, I own it.
Hush, man. Why? Yes, Hush is an absolutely freaking fantastic film. Why is that not on? Why do I not have?
Gerald's Game wasn't as great, but it was a good movie.
Well, Gerald's Game, I like Gerald's Game, but I think I will tell you this: Gerald's Game's a hard freaking book to put over into a film. So I think it's as good as it could be done for a film version of that book, because that is a hard book to do.
Yeah. Can you call my dad?
The Cushing set. Who would call it a dud? I mean, I'll be honest. We got like Semitech right now with the Cushing set. You got the Sherlock Holmes stuff, which desperately needed a Blu-ray release. I have the old DVD version of it. Trust me, it needs a Blu-ray release. We're getting like there's Cone of Silence, which is a really good film. Very tense, like a nice bit of a thriller. There's what's the other ones there? There's Suspect. We got like kind of the fun, like different versions of a different version of a couple films. So
Bloodsuckers and timid vampire, wasn't it?
Tender Dracula.
Tender vampire, yeah.
Tender vampire. And so, but there's and bloodsuckers, right? So there's always going to be people that are gonna down on something before it even comes out. They're like, no, I'm not me. I'm not gonna. Bootleggers. That's the thing. Like,
I was going to say that. I was going to say that earlier, actually. People were buying these pirated Blu-ray discs of these shows, right, which are never as good a quality as they would be if they were put on an original disc, because they're just, just download copies. What was it? I bought something. I can't remember when it was, But I bought this disc off a thingy, and I was like, they're like 800 megabytes. I said, not even 1080p. They're 720p most of the time. It's disgusting.
Like, how many people, like, honestly, how many copies of stuff like WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, and Hawkeye stuff would they sell if they actually put it out? Like, a lot of copies of that. And Prey, utterly fantastic. The best Predator sequel, bar none. What a fantastic film that was.
The best Predator sequel is the Predator.
What? Is it which one?
Predator.
No.
Yep.
It is still Prey. Prey is fantastic.
No, I'm sorry.
Because Prey's got the better action sequences in it.
You did know I'm joking, right? That is an awful.
Oh God, I hope. Yeah. No, man, it's fight. It's fight time. Just gotta take my shirt. Bootlegging might credit more of a cult following for certain releases over time. But here's the thing. To a certain extent, and bootlegging did initially for a lot of VHS and for people like we talk about wrestling on this channel sometimes and drive people away when we weren't doing it.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, that's how a lot of us found a lot of those things back in the day.
Well, that's how I had a lot of my Jallos originally. I had pirated DVDs. I had like 200 of them.
Yeah. Video Search Miami. I'm not sure if you remember Video Search Miami or not, but Video Search Miami you'd put out a catalog. You pay $5 for the catalog. It will come in the mail. So nicely done catalog. And then you'd pick out a movie. There'd be like thousands of movies. Pay $25 American. It would come in a VHS case, a hard shell case, and with almost kind of a green aqua color with the title written on it and a little description written on the back. David Fincher's next is a Netflix exclusive. I mean, like, it's great for Netflix, but like Fincher for me, Jay, like Fincher or like Nolan, those are theater movies. Like, I want to see Oppenheimer in a theater.
Yeah.
Same way, like, I went and saw Tenet at a drive-in, which is utterly fantastic. And I know a lot of people didn't like Tenet, but I absolutely adored it. I love Tenet. I thought,
what's the point of making a Manta Lab steelbook release of WandaVision TV show, but without the disc? It seems so pointless.
Somebody will buy that, because somebody will buy the bootleg and they'll put it in there. Still have a few tapes from Video Search Miami. I wish I still had them in right now. Next time, if you got them around, I'm going to get you another video, by the way, man. Just saying, I'm going to get you in there. We're gonna look at those Video Search Miami. I want to see that. I want to show people exactly what I used to buy, because it was $25. I bought Massacre Time. I bought Opera because it wouldn't come uncut.
Yeah.
Here and like in Canada, right? Like, you wanted to get because we got when Tenebrae came out in Canada and in the US as well. It was Unsane. It was called Unsane. It was a very cut down version of it.
Okay.
Deep Red was called The Hatchet Murders, and again, it was a very cut down version of that as well. So when I was able to like to get the money to go and get those releases, it was such a magnificent experience. Me and my dad together, because shipping and all that. So we would save up, and we would buy stuff together, and he'd pick up something, I'd pick up something. WandaVision Steelbook. Let me just see if I can actually. It won't come up on here, but I'm going to see if I can actually. No, it won't show up on this thing. I'm going to do it here while you guys are. Well, he's talking about some amazing film.
Yes.
WandaVision Manta Lab. That is, there's Collect Diamond. There you go. Discless release. Are you ready, guys? You want to see it? Ready?
That's it. Oh, look at that. That's a beauty.
Sold out too. Look, 800 sets sold out. Full glossy finish. Debossed title. Premium postcards, character cards, envelope, folder, exclusive numbering stickers.
With no disc.
So there you go. Look, see, you can get it there. It's right there. I'm gonna bring it up here, guys. Look, double lenticular full slip.
That makes no sense.
This is why I am so grateful for the companies that are around now that are still doing this stuff. This is why when Jay comes on and says, there's new announcements of actual films with the movies in the cases.
The films over here do entertainment. Recently, the one near me showed Casablanca. So I was quite excited by that, but I didn't end up seeing it because my friend I was going to watch it with was like, I ain't watching that.
I went to Casablanca recently. Unfortunately, there was no. I didn't get the Ricks, so.
You know, Casablanca. I've got to go there sometime.
That's it. When you come over, man, we go to Casablanca. All we got to do from Marrakesh is get on the train.
Nice.
It's just like a couple-hour train ride from here.
What's the train ride like? Is it decent?
It's pretty good. Like, it's a decent train ride. Like, you'd be able, like, you and your wife would definitely not have an issue with the train. They got decent trains there, and they're working on these kind of like fast trains.
Yeah, I like bullet trains.
Yeah, bullet trains. Going to do it like in record time. So
nice.
Speaking of the best entertainment, which local theaters showed more older films? There used to be a lot of retro theaters. When my theater closed down, one of my big theaters in Corner Brook in Newfoundland, I actually thought about like buying it and turning it into a retro theater.
Whoa!
I seriously considered doing it at the time, and I was working towards putting up a business plan to get the funding, the loan for it, and I ended up not doing it, which is probably long term probably best because then I'm like going different places. But
you know, I mean, I've been going to the cinema quite a lot recently, and I've been going to a View, which is one over here, which used to be Warner Brothers cinemas, right? When it was Warner Brothers, it was so much better. You had all the characters like the Looney Tunes and all this all around. You know, I love that. But anyway, I've gone there quite a few times, and the cinema experience isn't as great as it used to be at all. You know, I think you have to find that perfect cinema sometimes to find that, you know, because it just doesn't feel, I don't know, whether it's the sound or it's the picture quality or it's the atmosphere. You know, I'm just going by the one near me. It could be different other places, but it just feels a little bit.
One of the last really great cinema experiences I had, and I was on my own for this one, and it was in the middle of the day, and I was just before I started working at the place I was working at the time. I went on a different job interview, so the job interview was over, and I had some time left over. So I went to the theater, and Strangers They Pray at Night was playing, and I'm like, okay, the first Strangers freaked me out. Do I really want to go watch this in the theater? Not knowing this is going to be more like an 80s horror throwback type of thing, like slasher. So I get in there, and there's quite a few people in there for a daytime showing.
Yeah.
So it starts up, like the sounds decent. I got my nachos, got my big drink, and got my popcorn and my candy. So I'm like, got the works, and the movie starts, and like the people that were like there and they were like kind of like tensing up, and there's nervous laughter. It was just like I know I would have enjoyed it just watching it on its own.
Yeah.
But there was just something special about watching that. And I think certain types of films especially, like I really like Blade Runner 2049. I really did. But it's a very long film to watch in the theater, and it got very uncomfortable after a while. So taking my spouse to watch Blade Runner 2049, she's a huge Blade Runner fan. It was hard. Like for anybody to stand like for over 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
So I appreciate when a film is edited well and does doesn't go like forever. And I can just go and watch it like a fun little film, and you get that experience. Certain films I think work better in the theater. I think horror works when it's good, works very good in the theater.
And
action to it, because you get caught up with it. It's the same. You get this like kind of this adrenaline rush, like you're scared or you're excited, but either both ways you get your heart pumping. You're watching this movie and you're getting into it. So John Wick, when we see John Wick films, fantastic.
Yeah.
when I went to see fantastic. And some of the like the Marvel films, like especially back in the day,
Yeah.
was just incredible.
You also
And
Captain
I think,
America, the first one in there.
oh yeah, well, that was the one. I think it's the second one for me, where he's in the elevator, and he suddenly realizes none of these Shield agents are good,
Yeah.
and that fight. That is just one of my. This is one of the
Yeah,
epic
Frank
scenes.
Willow's in that. I think he's in that scene.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and people say, well, I didn't like the last Marvel movie as much, or this one wasn't as good, or I didn't like Shang-Chi. Did you see it on your TV in your home, with where you've got your phone
Yeah.
nearby? Because that's a massive difference.
It's a big difference.
And people forget, like when you go to the theater, you turn off that phone, you're focused on that film. But as much as I love the comfort and joy of watching a movie in my home, at the end of the day, if it's a newer movie, say
There's less distractions as well from other people.
how many times do you watch a movie, Malcolm, and have your phone nearby? And if it's like a scene gets a little bit slower, sometimes you'll look at your phone, you get a notification, you just look over, and it just takes that to just change that whole experience.
Or the wife pops in, or the doorbell rings, or.
And it's always the most inappropriate. When you're a kid, it's always at the most inappropriate times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
As a movie has one nude scene in it, like one sex scene. It's like a regular film. Like you're like, okay, and then all of a sudden, like your grandparents pop in, and it's like it's that one scene.
I have to agree with this. My local cinema looks like it has like 3 members staff. So you've got the staff member behind the counter who gives you your drinks, right, and the food. I don't get any food, I just get a drink, right. And then when the film ends, that same person comes in and just clears the food off of the things. And while I was in there last time, I noticed there was dirty popcorn on the floor near my chair.
Oh, if there's only like a couple of people working there, a poor overworked person.
So they're not really cleaning, and that's a real concern, especially if people were, let's say, to get sick again or whatever, So yeah, I totally agree with that. And the commercials are too long. I almost fell asleep in one cinema because it was like 30 minutes of trailers. And
remember that, like they still have that the cheesy, like kind of that pre-show thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk to this person who's, who made this film. But before we do that, here's a little trivia quiz for you. Get at your phone and see if you can win some.
Oh, we've got large.
Individual.
We've got a large near that has a 400 plus seat auditorium with a big screen, so they show older films. Nice.
That is really cool. Actually, you'll be glad to know, Gino, that I have actually spoken to a lot of younger people that are massive fans of silent films and Criterion and like earlier releases like that, and Buster Keaton and Harold Lloyd. So luckily, my kids, for instance, but like people that I spoke to on YouTube, they do YouTube channels and stuff like that. It tends to be like people think, oh, like the younger generation. No, the younger generation are so going to keep this alive. The attention span that's decreasing is going to be ours, Malcolm. Yeah. We're going to be the attention span that's decreasing because we're getting older.
Yeah.
And there's things that we do. There's jobs, there's work. Even if you're retired, then there's it's never.
Well, it's interesting because attention spans, because I've noticed that everybody nowadays seems bored. Right, no matter what they're doing, they seem bored. I see people sitting together and they're just staring at their phones and not talking to each other. Whether they're teenagers or they're people in their 60s, 50s, 40s, whatever, right? Yeah. Whenever I spend time with my wife, I have my phone beside me, but I don't look at it unless I get a message. And sometimes I'll look at the message quickly in case it's an emergency thing. And then I won't look at it again. I'm not scrolling down all these things while I'm talking to her. The fact that people do that, they actually get their phone out. I've actually had it where people got their phone out and they've been looking at it while I've been talking to them, and they go, "Oh, okay, yeah." And you just go.
The thing is that every generation will look at the younger generation, and say, no, it's not like their attention span. It's not the same. So here, I'll give you an example, right? So movies, then TV comes. It's not the same anymore. Like kids are watching like movies on TV nowadays. Now it's the commercials. Like it's not the same as when I was watching movies.
Yeah.
VHS comes around. Now, kids aren't watching movies in the theater, and the kids are just renting the VHS stuff. They're not watching the good stuff. They're not watching the classics. Every generation has that kind of like that bias when something new comes in, it's normal. It's because it's really scary.
I think the biggest problem with attention spans is technology. I think that's what's really done it, if I'm honest. Because, the moment we got phones where we could look at everything, it destroyed the idea of spending time with people properly, for most people. Same thing with the internet. Why would you go to a strip club with your friends when you could just watch stuff on the computer? Why would you want to go out and do stuff if you can talk to people online constantly?
No, I've never been to a strip club before.
What's that?
I've never been to a strip club. Like, no, like, I don't know. It just never came about. That's true. The scheduled actions were when the media would come on TV. You can watch almost anything when you want, and which can be a good thing and a bad thing. Here's the thing. I 100%. I grew up Saturday morning cartoons.
Hi, Elvin.
Hey, welcome, Elvin. And I'll be so excited for. I would schedule my Saturdays around those Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday Supercade, like Super Friends, all this cool stuff.
That's what it's like with Nickelodeon.
Yeah, say like for you, it was Nick. But I'll be there. I'll be ready, and then after they're over, bam, I'm outside. I get up 6 o'clock in the morning, get ready, get my cereal, get my sugary cereal, watch my cartoons, and then like, oh man. Then eventually Saturday mornings it ended with Saturday, one Saturday morning Disney and basically it ended because cartoon channels became like a big thing. Disney Channel became a thing. Nicktoons got its own channel. The Cartoon Network. But it was like it was sad to see like this era of Saturday morning cartoons go. Yeah. But it was exciting because all of a sudden there was like this massive amount of cartoons that were suddenly at your fingertips.
Yeah.
And you could turn on and go on late at night and watch like Venture Brothers or a Moral Oral, which I do remember actually watching. It was a nice knockoff of the whole David and Goliath thing. I do have the Olin for.
I have them as well.
Fu Manchu set. It's really nice. It's a 2-disc set. It's a 2-movie set.
2 movies on 1 disc.
Yeah, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
start of HBO. Yes, Dream On.
I mean, one of the things I miss most is standing around the piano and singing. While a family member would sit down. When I watch movies from like the 50s, I always think to myself, why couldn't I have grown up in that time?
Everybody.
It seems so pleasant and so time. But then saying that, gangsters were more around back then and more in the open. So, people, I don't know. I think we all, like you said, we all want to be a part of a different generation. Always want to think the generation we are in is,
Well, I grew up in the 80s, and we had like a massive like love affair with the 60s. Like Stray Cats came around, the band Stray Cats. They did like this whole 60s infused stuff. Robert Plant did the Honey Drippers, and they only did 1 volume. This was like more, and redid Sea of Love and stuff like that. And like it was just like this whole like love affair with the 60s era. But then you realize, oh, what a fancy! I would love to be in that era. And like when you think about like. Probably not.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to go back for a day, but probably not stay.
Yeah, that's true, Warlock. I remember watching Sister, and there'd be episodes I'd never seen for Ed, and I'd always watch the same episodes till I found one I hadn't seen. And having the DVD, you just think, oh, I'll watch it when I feel like it. It's not the same.
Or like, I don't like when they drop shows completely, every episode.
No, I hate that.
So that's why it'd take me longer to watch a show. EP passed away today.
That's not
EP.
nice.
I'm sorry. I can't know EP. Do you know?
Hey, I'm laughing because I feel terrible that I don't know who EP is. It's going to be somebody that we do know, but just,
Yeah.
you know, and I feel bad about that. That's why I was kind of laughing
46
about
years ago.
it.
Elvis Presley, I guess that. 46 years ago today, right?
Elvis Aaron Presley.
Elvis Aaron Presley. I'm named after.
Oh, wow. Not
Right,
even your dad.
right? I'm named after Elvis. It's not, you didn't just randomly pick the first name in the baby book, right, Dad? Right. Actually, Elvis Aaron Presley is named after his brother. He's 20. That died. And the Aaron, that's where the Aaron comes from.
46. That's so young.
I remember I was in I was in Cowhead, and I was in my Nan and Pop's car. It was a truck. No, it was a truck. And so it was in the truck, and my mom was driving down to her place, and it came on the radio that Elvis had passed away. And before the car could even like totally stop, the truck could even totally stop, I had jumped out to run and let my mom know that Elvis was dead. I was like, the car was so like, my nan was freaking out because my nan would tend to freak out. But like, so I jumped out when the car was still going to run and like let her know. And I was like, oh my God, he's Elvis. You know, it was, yeah. My dad was a massive like Elvis fan. And I think everybody like from that generation, I was a massive Elvis fan. And, you know, I thought Elvis Presley, but then when I said passed away today, I didn't see the 46 years ago part of it. I just looked at the today part and I was trying to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said he passed at 46, not 46 years ago. Oh, that's a bit.
But yeah, rest in peace.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. Today, I was walking down the road and I almost karate chopped a kid off a bike. Seriously, I had my earphones in. I was walking down the road like this, you know, getting my walks in. And all of a sudden, I see something come to the side of me. And my hand went like this almost. And just as I was about to hit the kid, right, I saw it was him and a friend riding by on a bike.
That would have been like an interesting thing to explain. Sorry, I karate chopped your kid.
Yeah, it was just because I was so close to me on the bike, like really close.
Like, how does karate chop become the first thing like you go to?
My wife will tell you. If you ever talk to my wife will tell you I've got very quick reflexes, and that I get very defensive if people get too close to me on things because I'm so used to people being quite aggressive. So I have to do headphones, not earbuds. Earphones. I actually, I like earbuds. I like AirPods.
I need air. I got some earbuds, and I got them from Radio Check, the Source, and in Canada. And
worst part with AirPods is they create so much earwax.
You got to be careful with it. But it's fantastic. I like, and I'm glad that it's come back into the style, like the Beats and kind of like the overhead one. So one things that I want, one of my biggest things that I want.
That's what she said. Entertainment
is a PS5, right? And so I want one of the things I want with that, aside from like another controller and stuff like that, is Pulse, is the wireless like headset because they're only about $100, I think.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all, and it's got like the 3D audio. So basically,
you know what's shocking, didn't you? All right, I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, in 10, 15 years, the PS5 will be like $30 to buy.
The PS4 is not even $30 to buy, man.
But, I'm just, what's this, Mel? Good thing you didn't make contact. You would have knocked his lights out. Maybe he's up on my shots.
Cinema. Maybe you don't need to watch that David Chang thing.
Maybe. It's, I don't know. It's just a reflex thing.
I understand. I mean, like there's been times like I think of everybody. There's been times where like somebody comes up behind you or something like that, and you jump and you go to, because it's. I think it's if it's not normal reaction, it's normal reaction for us, and that may say something about us.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's even worse when it's a kid because you can't really explain it very well, can you?
Yeah. No. How do you explain that?
Yeah. Oh. It's got mute. He's breaking wind.
Yeah, nice. One of my favorite things after I have a drink is when they get the ice down the bottom.
Oh, I'll take it away. Ask me some questions, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Like, ask him the hard stuff.
The show is on. Here we go. Ask me whatever you like. Ask me if my wife's fit. She is. I can answer that myself. Say, well, hey.
Slurping Aaron, slurping bird. There you go. Ever follow Satan on Twitter, by the way?
You were sick?
No, ever follow Satan on Twitter? Like there's a joke Satan account on Twitter, which is hilarious.
Oh, no, never.
Because it's Twitter. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to call it by the other name, by its slave name.
It's really creepy when you see people's things now. It's just the X.
Yeah, it's so boring. I mean, like it makes sense for the guy, but it is so boring. Like, oh, it's bland and emotionless, like the guy that owns it.
I still haven't joined Threads.
Threads is fun. It's a step, but there's more interaction usually. But I'm having like I'm trying to break through on TikTok, but it is.
I've watched your TikToks. They're really interesting. If no one's seen them, they're really interesting. They tell you things about Aaron that you'd never ever know.
Yes, actually, we talked about the Equalizer 2000 release. Very excited to see that out there for people that haven't seen it. It's fun. Like it's one of those like it's an Italian movie. Is there a gigantic gun that makes no sense? Of course, there's a gigantic gun that makes no sense. It's an Italian post-apocalyptic movie. It's got to be.
Is it actually a new release, like new stuff, or is it just a copy of the Code Red one?
I think it was. I'll check
because Code Red released it years ago.
Because I've got the Code Red release. Let's see if there's anything new on there. It's a new 2K scan.
A new 2K scan.
You do good. Cinema Dave does good TikTok, man. He's really good at that.
Oh, nice.
He has his thing down, Pat.
May December. Do you like that Disney said that there will be no physical medias in the WandaVision box set? I do. I'm chuffed. I really like hearing that. But there's no physical discs. No, I get.
Do you remember buying those? Ever buy those things like in like Best Buy and when Future Shop's around? You could get like the game would come out, but you could go and buy
you get the steelbook as the bonus.
Yeah, well, no, you'd have to buy something separately, like not as like
you did after. You did after the pre-order.
For some, yeah, if you pre-ordered it, if you're lucky. But like sometimes you'd like go and there'd be like a whole bunch of like these steelbooks. Yeah. I remember buying one for a game. I did not know. And it was like the game been out for a bit. So I bought the steelbook, cost me like I gotta get
$10.
No, around 20. So I'm excited. It's it's sealed, right? Because so I get home, it's like I'm gonna $20 for the game. It's still actually still around $40. So excited, gonna go home, play the game. I open it up.
It's empty.
Did somebody? Was it a manufacturer?
Tell me you took it back and complained, and they said,
"Yeah, oh yes, I went back. I was like, and not knowing. So I'm like, I think there's something wrong with this. And it's like, so, and the guy knew, like, he knew the second I came in, and he had this like grin, like, because this guy is an idiot. He doesn't know. And I'm going to get to explain to him. And I'm like, and because I'm never I'm never the Karen. I'm the aggressive person like that. That's not me. Not unless you really piss me off. So I go in and like, hey, I think there's something wrong. It's not there. So he said no. So we took another one, opened up. He said, look, so this, it's a steel book, and you can buy several. It's just a collector's item. I was like, so I'd never heard of that before. I was like, yeah. And he was like, he was surprised that I didn't like blow up, because I think he was like kind of. I'm guessing somebody probably did. So he's kind of waiting for that next person to blow up. Because you ever have that time when you're like, something happens and you're like, and then 10 minutes after the person leaves, you're like, oh, I should have said this and this, and I should have said this. So I got a feeling this was one of those things. But no, actually, I was an idiot. I had no idea. But I ended up buying a game like that day. The same place. We were looking at a washer at the time, and so he was there looking at the washer, and the guy that came by, because there's different people for different sections, and in that section, he was very condescending, very rude, very much, to the point where, because I was overlooking, I'm in a place, I'm looking at movies, so he leaves, and I go out, and then we start to go. And I said, well, what happened? I said, did you buy the washer? And she said, well, no, he was really rude and stuff. So, well, what did he say? And I heard some stuff that he said, and she called. And they were like, and basically she said, no, let's leave it. I'm like, no.
You confronted him.
I went off. I talked to it. I said, well, let me explain to you. I'm like, no, so you're not explaining jack shit to me. Like, I'm not talking to you. Like, you're going to give me to your head, or because if you don't, I'm going to come back and we're going to talk, and we're going to talk seriously, because you're either going to apologize or So we went back. We got about $300 off.
$300 off because of his rude. Wow.
And I think the guy wasn't there the next week.
Wow.
So no, I was really like, I don't get pissed off very often when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I can take a lot. Like, you can say a lot of crap to me, but like, if I see somebody else getting crapped on, no.
I haven't paid in Terminator 6.
Terminator 6. It wasn't that bad, man. But yeah, I was getting. I got a level. Once I reach it, that's it. I think everybody has that. I like to think everybody has that. Please let everybody have it. Like, it's the thing.
I tried working in Sears, right? This guy came in, got a bit moody. Don't worry, I didn't hit him or anything, right? Just simple story. He got moody with me. He said, "Where's the phones?" I said, "I don't know, but if you ask my colleague, because I'm new here, I'm just learning."
Yeah.
Right. The colleague will probably tell you. If you don't know, don't talk to me. Right. Well, you asked me the question, right? Yeah. And I'm trying to help you. Don't you bother, right? You useless. All right. So I just said, F off then. All right. Next thing I know, the manager's coming over to me going, "You can't do that." And I was like, you know what? Screw you and all. I'm out of here.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh man. I say
also accused me of coming on to this girl who had learning difficulties because her mum was buying a bed. And this sounds bad, doesn't it? Her mum was buying a bed, and I was keeping an eye on her for. It just sounds bad, but I was keeping an eye on her because she was watching the TV, right? And he said to me, "I don't pay you to hang out with girls all day." And I said, "Well, no, that's not the case, is it? I'm helping because the woman's, And then, right? And then He accused me, right, of nearly going to the restroom too much because I went once on a really quiet shift.
A lot of managers like that.
You know,
And you do live streaming with Dad and my cousin. I would love to get that happening with Malcolm. But like that getting them all on at one time is going to be different. My cousin is very like, he'll go on sometimes. But now there's a guy like is one of the nicest guys in the world.
Oh,
And yeah, I've rarely seen him mad when he gets mad. Like when he gets mad.
he gets really mad, does he?
Oh no, not in a bad way, but like I would say, like if I was in a situation, I would definitely want to back me up, and I would feel confident that he would.
Yeah.
Like there's certain people that are gonna like that got your back type of thing. But it would be amazing to like get Dad. You need to get on live stream. I keep trying. I've tried to get Dad on live stream. We're working on it. I tried to get him on one before. Now, if I'm going to get my dad on live stream, though, I'm going to be honest with you guys. With my dad and Malcolm, we will probably be doing it like on Patreon.
Yeah, it's probably turned completely obscene otherwise.
That it makes it's better. For somebody.
The reason I'm going to tell the reason Glenn hasn't come in yet. The reason he hasn't come in yet is because I told him, and I know you're there, right? So I'm going to say this. I said, we found each other, right? And you're supposed to get a 4K player, right? So we can connect with each other, and that's why you ain't come in, because you're too scared to face me on it. See?
I think Dad would. You know what I think would actually Dad would school us all, man. He's like we were like when he was watching movies and we weren't even thought about.
Well, he knows something.
Yeah, no, he knows. Of course, he knows. Yeah.
You have Deep Blood movie. Do you?
I don't actually. I watched the movie. I think Severin put it right. I got the one that doesn't exist. I got Jazz 5. Yeah, better conversation streams. It has like it's fun. Like I got asked the other day, and I do want to like kind of. I said, "Has this become a collaboration channel?" And no, it's not that. It's like basically, I love to do videos in the way that I like to do videos. And Malcolm's is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Not just somebody that comes on this channel. By the way, we talk afterwards. We talk before. We'll
talk almost every day.
Yeah, and like we were talking about like the Peter Cushing set before this came on, and we were talking earlier about the Criterion stuff. I said I'll look at it later, and basically I took a peek, and first I looked at releases from last year, and I'm like, wait, haven't these been released? And Malcolm said, like, there's a set, and I'm like, wait a second, there's not a set here, so I had to go back and check it out. So yeah, no, we converse about everything, not just movies either.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier when it's for me. So I still do like the live kind of the one camera type thing, but it's a lot of fun. It's really fun, and like Malcolm comes on here a lot because Malcolm does great stuff. Gino did an amazing job, blew me away with his knowledge. Not gonna lie, my dad collects 3D stuff and is a massive 3D collector. So when I go to Canada, one of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna spotlight that entire collection because it's got even bigger than it did before.
Get those Haley Atwell numbers up on the screen.
I want to what we're having we're getting fingers crossed we're gonna get Culture Shock on here, and I'm very excited about that. And hopefully in October, or late October, depending on everything goes, for Jamie Blanks is going to be making a return for a video. But when it comes to a lot of these releases, I'm saying it's a lot more fun when you have somebody else on there, and it can't get much more fun than you, Malcolm. Sometimes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, actually.
Physical meetup. Well, eventually, I think we will.
I think we will.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of people that I talk to, but not a lot of people that I meet. There's been a few people I've met from YouTube, but not many. Usually, there are people in my area. But I can say I'll probably meet Malcolm probably sooner rather than later when it comes to stuff. I'm more than likely if I'm ever in the area, I'll probably see George because we chat a lot. We will eventually, hopefully, have each other's PS5 tags. So there's that as well, where we're all playing like Modern Warfare. I'm sucking, and
I beg your pardon?
oh, Modern Warfare. Yeah, my Twitter handle is Aaron Sucks at Games. So, and it is.
Is it?
It really is. I'm a self-deprecating type of guy. Hopefully announcing a new Storm Warning release on 4K. Oh God, we all want that.
Hey, your dad is warming up. When my 3D collection is full, I may reluctantly look at a very cheap 4K. See, I'm doing it. I'm getting you there.
There you say. There's 4K, and there's good stuff on 4K. There's some of the good stuff that I'm not going to say. Can't say what. This is, but good stuff. Real good stuff.
Really good stuff, and you get full-on detail
in high def. Like, just imagine like you see it in 3D, right? See 3D, but with like more detail. All those like fantastic stuff, like Casablanca or Star Trek, or
Taboo.
Do I still play Conan? I do, but but not on PlayStation 5. I got an Xbox Series X. I need a PlayStation 5. Alan.
Did you actually like that Conan game?
I absolutely adored it. I used to play it. I didn't play it like online. I played it single player. But here's the thing. Me and my cousin Roger would have marathon sessions. So like we would play for 12, 13 hours, 14 hours at a time. And we play on weekends because I used to work weekdays. Sometimes like I get off work and we'd like make supper. And because my better half was like, you guys are playing games, I'm going upstairs to watch them. Because we had like TVs and stuff upstairs too.
Yeah.
So we'd get there and we'd play the game. But it's not as fun without my cousin.
Yeah, I get you.
Because we'd be there and he'd be doing the map. And he just was good. Like my cousin in actuality is an architect. Like he used to build things. I went did computer drafting, all that type of stuff.
Take care, and my day.
Wonderful evening, man. So he would make like massive like things in Conan, and the way it would go is he would make stuff. He would go up so far, and then we get to a point where there would be massive creatures, and then it was like he passed me the controller, and he'd be like, "Okay, Aaron, go kill stuff." And Aaron would go kill stuff because that's what he used to do.
Terminator Strikes Again.
Just on a game. You almost taste the grease paint, make him 4K. There you go.
It's true, you can to a degree.
K Parker and 4K.
Oh.
4K Parker. Oh, God, that is such a bad dad joke. There you go. God. Okay, guys, with that, we are saying good night on a 4K Parker night. But there is, remember, if tomorrow we are coming here for a massive announcement from Culture Shock. There are going to be 5 releases announced. 5 releases.
And what's the order from that?
Yeah, one pre-order is coming out. Their distributor would be announced tomorrow. It'll actually have to be. It is going to be massive. It's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. I am so excited to check it out and make sure you're back here. So it's going to be that they're thinking around like noonish that time, so around 5 our time. So I'm probably thinking coming around 4 or 4:30. Sure. And get ready for the announcement. So guys, I want to thank you all so much for coming in. Anybody that liked the video, thank you so much and shared it. And remember, I'm going to be filming some stuff for some super stickers and super chats and donations. So you guys want to give a little bit of that, what's that? That's that Adam Sandler and Chris Farley thing. Let me water your plants. Let the guy water your plants. Well, come on. If he's watering your plants, let him sleep in your bed. Let him sleep. With that, have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.